during investigations. Officials say frontline officers, traffic units, and specialized enforcement teams continue working together to disrupt drug trafficking and prevent dangerous drugs from reaching Saskatchewan communities. That's 620 CKRM News. Read more stories from around your community and around the province at sastoday.ca and 620ckrm.com.
Weather for B&A Petroleum and Swift Current with multiple locations serving southern Saskatchewan for over 30 years. See B&A Petroleum for all your fuel and propane needs.
Weather tonight mostly clear and a low down to 18. Tomorrow, first day of the X, hot. Mostly sunny, high of 32. Tomorrow night, clear, low down to 15. Thursday, sunny and a high of 30. Friday, mostly sunny and a high of 30. There's like a 20% chance of a shower late at night in the area. And Saturday, you guessed it, sunshine, high of 31. Currently, downtown Regina, sunny sky. It is 29, but feels like 33.
B&A Petroleum is a Southern Saskatchewan family-owned business that's there for you. They've been supporting their clients for over 30 years with locations in several communities throughout the southern part of the province. B&A Petroleum is available for all your bulk fuel and lubricant needs with propane at selected locations Monday to Friday. And don't forget, their Cardlock location is accessible 24 hours for your convenience. B&A Petroleum. Fuel you once, fuel you forever.
Broadcasting from Century Studios in downtown Regina, Harvard Media presents The Sportscage, where Saskatchewan comes to talk local sports. Brought to you by Regina Motor Products. RMP summer offer on now until August 31st. Receive a $25 SO gift card with purchase of a vehicle health check and oil change package. Visit RMP today. Be part of the show. Call 1-866-767-0620 or text 306-936-6262. The Sports Cage. Streaming at sportscage.com, our YouTube channel, and on the radio at 620 CKRM.
Welcome to the Wednesday edition of the Sports Cage. It is for Regina Motor Products. You want to get in on that SO gift card? You just got to go get an oil change or a health check at RMP. What a selection of vehicles out there if you ever drive by. Trucks, SUVs. Like I said, the Corvette. Who doesn't look good in a Corvette in the summertime? We have a show for you today. 3 hours. We are going to hear from Coach Mace right away, a key contributor not practicing today for the Riders. Oh boy. Midweek sound off with Scott Schultz. He's coming up in hour one. At some point, we're going to play Pick the Score. I think we're going to do a call-in today, which means you get a chance to win tickets to the next Rider home game. You just got to pick the score for this Saturday. Also a chance to win a $200 Sastel gift card. We're going to hear from Marcus Sales. Coming up in hour two, Clark Munroe is going to come in and sit in. We'll talk some Western Canadian Baseball League, some Riders, maybe a little hockey with Clark. He's well-rounded. We'll have more from Rider Camp at 4:30. Riders receiver coach Marquay McDaniel comes on the show. I haven't done the coach's show in a while, so it'll be nice to catch up with him. Rider audio in hour three. And Scott MacAulay, head coach of the Regina Thunder, as they get ready for a friendly this weekend in Brandon, Manitoba. That is the show. You're always welcome to chime in. Let us know what you're thinking. And the Prairieland Rentals text line. Prairieland Rentals, located 600 Albert Street, where they listen to us in the back. But more importantly, they can rent you any tool you need for a project, or you can go by and buy the Husqvarna dealer of choice with warranty. Lawnmowers, robotic lawnmowers, zero turns, any kind of lawn gardening maintenance. They can help you as well. You get to deal with the owner. The number, 936-6262. 936-6262. And it's Where Do You Land Wednesday. So we kind of have some fun. We kind of go off the rails a bit. Coulson's new to this, but Curtis and I kind of started it. He even had a little jingle. I think Coulson at some point is going to want to play that, and it sounds real. Do you have it?
Where do you land Wednesday?
Okay. I like to talk about music pop culture on the show because we're 3 hours. And at the end of the day, it's got to be entertaining, right? We don't want to sit there. You don't want me to throw stats at you for 3 hours. That's not fun. Tonight, the Regina exhibition starts today. So there's people out there sweating it out right now. Good on everyone that's set up. That's a tough job. Tonight, 90s country. If you were anywhere near the demographic of myself, you remember watching CMT as a teen, preteen, early adulthood. Colin Ray and Billy Dean play tonight. 90s country. Let's go. I know the Texas Tea was the big country bar in Saskatoon. I never went. It burnt down before I was of age. I'm trying to remember what the one in Regina was. But here's the question today to have some fun with on the Prairieland Rentals text line. What are your obscure song lyrics? I think everybody has it when you really think about it, because there's some really good songs out there from the 90s and 90s country. And one that always stuck out with me, actually two, were from Colin Ray. Colin Ray, Little Rock. I don't know if there's a better obscure lyric. I would do a Mount Rushmore today. We'll take my two, because arbitrarily, and then we'll take two from the listeners. Little Rock. Selling VCRs in Arkansas at a Walmart. What a lyric. What a song. And then That's My Story from Colin Ray. You might remember this one. You don't expect me to believe all that static, because just last week I threw that hammock in the attic. They just don't write them like that anymore, do they? They just don't write them. So let's have some fun with song lyrics today. 936-6262. Let's get to the Riders. Practice today. Main takeaway circled on our board. Oh boy. Sam Emelis did not practice today. Luckily, Dave Thomas down there on the beat. Coach Mace on Sam Emelis not at practice. Coach, that is it. 8 seconds. We'll see him out there tomorrow. Whew. Maybe he just wasn't feeling well. Maybe he's getting pumped for the Colin Ray Billy Dean con. I don't know. But Sam Emelis, I'm gonna say Coach is saying there for us, so he'll be okay and back tomorrow. Derek Roberson. We played the clip last week of John Gruden talking about this guy as he tore up the UFL. We have him up here now with the Riders. He is here. We're gonna hear from him during the show today. But Coach Mace talked about Derek Roberson being at practice.
Man, he's an aggressive player. I think everything that you saw about the guy prior to coming here, he just validated all that stuff that you see. So, true pro, he understands what it means. He's been taking his time, learning stuff on the fly, trying to pick up as much stuff as he can in the event that he'll get an opportunity to play.
Well, John Gruden, the way he talked about him, it's like, let's get this guy on the field ASAP. Gruden loved him. We can maybe find that and play it later for people, Colson. But so there's Coach Mace on a couple of the main takeaways today. We'll get to more of Coach Mace and players in a bit here. Okay, we'll go to break. When we come back, weekly sound off with the old 96er. Schultz is going to be in. It's the Sportscage. We're streaming through our YouTube channel at sportscage.com.
Winter in Saskatchewan tests everything, our patience, vehicles, and sometimes our bumpers. From icy parking lot dings to serious highway mishaps, choosing local matters. At Regina Motor Products Collision Center, we're Saskatchewan owned, run, and we drive these roads too. An SGI accredited full-service collision center working on all makes and models. Submit your SGI claim and book your appraisal. It's easy. When you need repairs you can trust, it's neighbors helping neighbors. Regina Motor Products Collision Center, south at Highways 1 and 6 Albert Street, rmpchevrolet.com.
The Roughriders season is here, and the biggest 50-50 in Saskatchewan is back. Last year's 50-50 raised over $3.3 million for amateur football in Saskatchewan, and we couldn't do it without you. Thank you, Rider Nation. This year, we have bigger loyalty and early bird prizes than ever before, not to mention those life-changing 50-50 jackpots. See all of the prizes and buy your tickets today at riders5050.ca, and never miss a chance to win when you sign up for the 50-50 Club.
Riders 50-50 is presented by ISC.
Lottery license LR260010.
Have you looked at the outside of your home lately? Whether it's the deck, garage, siding, stone, or shingles, Freeze Tallman has the products to help bring your next project to life. From composite and pressure-treated decking to railing and exterior finishes, they've got everything you need to refresh your home and backyard. Start planning today at freezetallman.com. Freeze Tallman. Locally owned, family grown, rooted in our community for 70 years.
The Midweek Sound Off, powered by Revive Men's Health Clinic. Treatment for men's ED without pills or surgery. Discreet and confidential. Visit revivemd.com. Lakeview Insurance. Get a second opinion on your coverage with Scott Schultz and his team. Protecting what you built.
Schultz is in studio. There you go. You see him. We see half of him. If you're watching the YouTube chat, we're going to move his camera over. There he goes. Were you researching song lyrics?
Yes, I was.
You got to have a good obscure one, right?
Oh, yeah. I like my mama told me, son, always be a good boy. Don't ever play with guns. But I shot a man in Reno just to watch him die. Oh. That's one of the coldest lines ever. Johnny Cash said that in the 1950s. So all these gangsters out there that are tough, eat it.
There you go. The Man in Black.
The Man in Black.
Good pull. Good pull. I'm going to write that one down. Schultz is on the board with Johnny Cash. Good stuff. Good stuff. This Roberson. Let's go there from the UFL. He's in camp. John Gruden talked about it. Colson, did you hear the John Gruden clip? Schultz?
I haven't heard the clip from John Gruden.
We're gonna try and pull it. Okay, this is John Gruden, a clip actually Don Hewitt sent to me last week. Listen to the hype Gruden on Roberson.
Another player that I like a lot is Derek Roberson. I got to meet Derek Roberson. I got to slap him right on his shoulder pad before a game a couple weeks ago. Roberson, I love you, man. I love watching you play, Yeah, I love watching you play.
I love the UFL, but I'm trying to get back.
Yeah, I want to see it. I want to see it come off the ball. You hear me? Feel me? I know it's late in the season, but that's why we're here tonight. Watch you. Let's go. I want to see it tonight, man. Let's go, man. I love that Roberson guy. This is cool, isn't it? He wears number 50 for D.C. Came out of Sam Houston State. He had 7 sacks and 40 tackles. He was on the championship team last year. This man played for the Tennessee Titans. He had 2 sacks against Drew Brees. But Roberson wears number 50. He is a badass. Him and Cam Gill, I would take on my team anywhere. Look at that strip fumble right there. Derek who? Roberson. You better chip him. And you better make sure the back knows how to chip. Because
he kind of goes on, and those are big words from Gruden. So thus the pressure.
Yes, from a vetted guy. Well, now you're going to get to see a contrast in if he does great. What does that say about our league? I mean, do you know what I mean? Or if he struggles, talent pool could be a little deeper up here, right? So I'm excited to see what happens. And anytime you're bringing in elite talent like this guy, it's fun to watch and see where it shakes out.
It's not like we're, bringing up an all-star from the NFL.
Right.
But this guy in the UFL, obviously a good season. He did have a good college career and a cup of coffee in the NFL. I remember, and I don't know every player that ever played in the league, it's easy to have the Ocho Cincos come up, right? And it's like, it's a better league than I thought.
Yep.
Or Johnny Manziel. You know, he kind of. But for a pass rusher, I can't remember. And then you knowing it because you've been on the defensive side of the ball, like for a pass rusher to come up, how will that game translate? Will we see success, or will it have to get used to a lot?
A lot to get used to. Everyone thinks, it's just a yard, it's no big deal. But there's a fit and feel to it. A lot of these guys in the NFL, the way that the game has evolved and you get your aces in your places and it's so specific. Some of these DNs, like their get off and their first step is so elite. When you're talking about a 6-inch gap in there, like that's where you've got a real advantage. You take a yard out of there in that quick step. I mean, he's going to come across faster than usual for these guys, but there's still that cushion there, right? So we'll see how it shakes out.
Do you think he plays this weekend? Or do you think he still needs, will he need some practice or, athlete, let's get him in. Obviously, there's a ratio thing.
It depends on how bad the Riders themselves view it. And I think we're going to get into it talking about the D-line here in a bit. But it's just a matter of if they really believe they need something to shake it up and get a guy in there, then you and I have seen over the years where they push guys in all the time. I personally would like to take it a little slower, get this guy acclimated and all those things. But I mean, again, on the inside of those meeting rooms and those walls are the only guys that know, and I'm looking forward to seeing what he can do when he does get on the field.
I don't know if you can answer this, but would there be any pressure from him or his agent to be like, "Hey, we're going to come up, but we need him playing. We need tape. We need to get him on the field."
That's a double-edged sword, and I guarantee that's the attitude: is, "Hey, we need to get in. We're this guy. We're coming from here. We're coming to help you." And they don't have a full understanding of the scope and the footing of the CFL, and so guaranteed that the pressure on certainly as an athlete, you want to come up, you want to be inserted right now and get things rolling.
It'll be very, very interesting. Yeah, and I think there will be some pressure there, but maybe there won't be. Maybe he knows how to deal with it. He can deal with it and be like, listen, I'm going to come up, I'm going to do my thing. And I'm very curious, like you said, Schultz, see if it works out. Let's go back to the game Thursday night. First off, doozy. Right.
Oh, my Lord. I went to the game, was up in the Rider Alumni Lounge watching from the balcony, and it was just back, like we talked all week, back and forth. And what did I talk about? I talked about execution all week, and we weren't able to get that done on the back end. We were able to slow down Rankin, but we gave up 510 yards passing. So it's tough. It's a tough situation to be in.
Why were they so successful against Rankin?
Well, you know what? I think sometimes you get so keyed into hey, we got to stop this one aspect, and then once you achieve that, well, here's the counterpunch, or here's the step back, and so now is the first week it was stop Rankin, and then I think this week is can we stop Fajardo? I mean, the matter of it is. I think there's about 6 busts. They were talking about. I don't know exactly. I mean, what the defensive back coach considers a bust and all, but I mean. I would say for sure 3 of those are correctable. Just hey,
for sure.
Open the lid, do a quarter turn, shut the lid. Now we're back on track. And a couple of them, like we talk about, guys get paid on other teams, guys. And so this is what you want in the CFL. You want the 2 top teams battling it out back and forth. Yeah. This is what the CFL needs. Although we would like it to be a little more lopsided on our side of the fence, but hey, we'll take it.
You watch football games all the time, and at halftime or a post game and an intermission, they'll show a clip, and they'll be like, "Look at this! Look at how wide open said receiver is because there was broken coverage." So I came on and I'm like, "People! This happens in football. It's not a video game. Right. It's not a perfect. This happens. It just happened, especially on the 2, maybe the 3 that we're talking about."
Yep.
Cody hit it.
Yep. And that's the other thing. If we make it, so it really becomes down to who can execute going into game 2 of this back-to-back, who can make the adjustments, right? And then it's the matter of can Cody, because let's face it, it's obvious it was tilting in the Elks way. Cody was able to figure out and go where we weren't and complete the passes. Now, if we're able to, through a week of practice and film study, eliminate a big portion of that, Now the tit for tat is, what does Fajardo do? What does he do to counter? And can he do that at home with all that pressure? So it is exciting. I think it's 2 weeks in a row. You've got the two, premier teams in the league facing off. It's a heavyweight bout. As a fanship or a fandom, I don't know how you want more. Like, this is exciting.
I admitted it. My respect for the Elks ratcheted.
Well, I didn't trash him, but I was like, I don't have a big affinity for Fajardo and all that kind of stuff. I never like seeing players come and go and all that kind of stuff, even though I know it's part of the deal. But to see what he did, 510 yards, very Matt Dunnigan-ish, right? Very. I mean, I was calling this guy NDP-ish last week. I was calling this guy all kinds of things just because. And then you see the action and you see it. And I'll tell you, like, during the season, J.O. and I will communicate on a lower level because he's busy. He's got stuff going on.
Very busy.
And I'll text him a little note before the game and a note after. And at this one, I added a little extra. I said, hey, whatever I said. But then I said, I have to say, it was electric. And then I said, I mean electric. Because the fans that were there got a treat. It was basically 1 point difference the whole entire game and came down to a 57-yard walk-off.
If you are one of the, I got friends that are there that are sitting there going, CFL, I'm not going to watch that CFL game. But if you put just a football fan in Kennebunkport, Maine, Flagstaff, Arizona, Tuscaloosa, Alabama, I don't care where, if you say, sit down and watch this game on Thursday, they are entertained. It was quality football. There was some mix-ups. It happens in every football.
Absolutely.
What else do you want for an entertaining football game?
Oh, it's exciting. It's giving bang for your buck. And I agree with you. I think if you don't know what you're looking at, all of a sudden, it was that kind of a game where you're like, what is going on here? It's back and forth. Look at these guys go. And then, I mean, what the point spread was, what was it? It was combined 60-some points. And we were talking here going, I don't know, maybe not. But
we took the under.
It was wild.
Everybody was going under. Tegan Whitco was like, I like the over.
Yeah.
Boom. Over hit. I missed that one. I took Riders minus 4.5 because we were confident.
Yep.
And I'm like, I don't know. I don't think come on, at home,
I thought it was going to be back and forth, and then we would break them and pull away.
I took both running backs under.
Yep.
And that hit. Do we need more of a pass rush? Do you expect more of a pass rush this Saturday?
We got to. I mean, we've got to clean pockets. You can't just sit there and four-man rush, and if you're not getting pressure, you can't stay in four-man rush. So I would expect that they're going to add some more blitzes in this week. What I would like to see, because of Fajardo, when we did add more people in and stop that run, what was he able to do? Pick us apart, find where the weakness was, and get the ball distributed, which was even more impressive, the 510 yards, but it was the distribution and who he got it to. And so what I would like to see is us walk some guys down, do some fake blitzes, that kind of stuff. Show like we're coming and then drop back. Maybe we're going to get a pick.
Keep them guessing.
Absolutely. And I totally would foresee these guys. They're more than capable to do that.
Why do you think they didn't do that more later in the game?
You know how it gets. Sometimes you get tunnel vision. I'm not saying that's what happened here, but you get locked into what you're doing, and we've stopping the run, and we're doing that, and then
and we're there to win the game. Like we're right there.
Absolutely. And then it's just God, there's a bust here, and things are going good, and so sometimes it's hard to see the forest for the trees when you're in the action, and you don't have a halftime or even a specific defensive time called out to analyze things.
Where would you talk about them maybe disguising it, keeping them guessing, we're coming or we're not coming, all that. Do you see anything else? Do you see any
Well, yeah. The big thing is it's just like things you identify, like what do we need to not let happen? The busts, okay? So let's everyone be in the books, understand your assignments. It's an individual game, but we all play as a team when we link up here, right? And so there's that. The receivers running uncovered can happen. I mean, we can't have those 40+ plays, right? So we got to cut that down. And really, it comes down to execution. It really this is a game plan execution game totally.
Kicker. Are you surprised we maybe don't have somebody else in the fold this week?
Yeah. What do you say about that? I mean, I think the guy caught I think the guy's hit a 40-yarder so far is his longest. Is in that range?
Around there, yeah.
So that's not to say he can't hit the longer ones. It's just, they're not putting him out for it, so they've got some confidence issues that might appear.
And there's pressure.
And yeah, of course.
Like hitting it on a Wednesday afternoon with the smell of exhibition food in the air, easy. But, come Commonwealth Saturday night.
Well, and this is the thing where it's like, I think in, years past, as the game's evolved, people are less like to take chances on special teams. It's a huge part of the game. And if you mess up on special teams, you can expose big. So if we miss one of these field goals, if we try these longer ones, he doesn't hit it, and then we get a return. I mean, it's just, those are the points that are so hard to claw back.
Back-to-backs against the team, not a Labor Day.
No.
Is there an advantage there maybe, or what do you see?
It's just, again, so you've gone through the dress rehearsal and we've seen what happened. We played a game. So everyone knows what's doing when it comes to this matchup. So really, it's both teams have a short order to put in some new things, a couple new wrinkles. But it really does come back down to that: who's going to be able to make the adjustments and who's going to be able to execute.
They're expecting a big crowd. A lot of Rider fans always.
Oh yeah, the old evil umpire. They'll show up if you start winning because they're front runners, right? You start winning. Oh, everyone starts trickling back in. They want to be part of the rise. Everyone wants to be part of a comeback.
I will be surprised because I've kind of said, well, maybe the diehard Edmonton Eskimo fans from way back, maybe some of them aren't around anymore. Maybe they've moved to the mountains. Maybe they just aren't with us anymore. I'm very curious to see if they start. I would love to see it league for the league.
Yeah, absolutely.
You want to see it.
Absolutely.
Like
you and the thing is as these teams start fleshing things out and mounting their mid-season push here, that's what happens. It's infectious. It starts pulling the people in, and all of a sudden now you've got 5,000-7,000 more people at the stadium. It's exciting. We witnessed that a lot in the 2000s. Anyways,
it's the midweek sound off with Scott Schultz, brought to you by Lakeview Insurance and General Procedures. This is Sportscage, streaming through our YouTube channel at sportscage.com.
Why test for asbestos? Because before 1990, asbestos was commonly used in more than 3,000 building materials and other products. Because when asbestos fibers become airborne, they get into the lungs and cause severe damage over time. Because asbestos exposure is the #1 cause of work-related deaths in Saskatchewan. Built before 1990? Test for asbestos. Start at worksafesask.ca.
Play of the game? Touchdown! More like the game to play. The new Saskatchewan Roughriders Scratch and Win ticket. It's your chance to win 10 years of Rider season tickets, a premium suite for the home opener and the Labor Day Classic, and tons of Rider swag. Plus, 2 chances to win $75,000. Tickets available at your favorite lottery retailers. Proudly brought to you by Sask Lotteries, supporting sport, culture, and recreation across the province. Please play responsibly.
Hello, Clarice.
It's Brittany.
Have the lambs stopped screaming?
Those aren't lambs, that's my garage door. I don't know why it's making that sound.
I hope you called Busy Bee Doors. They can fix or replace any commercial or garage door.
I did, and?
Brittany? Paul from Busy Bee. What's with the old guy on the dolly?
Ugh, ignore him.
I do wish we could chat longer, but...
Busy Bee Doors, the garage door specialists.
Text CKRM 306-936-6262. Powered by Prairie Land Rentals. From power tools to skid steers, they probably have what you need for your job. 600 Albert Street, where you deal with the owner. Sportscage continues. You can watch our live stream at sportscage.com, on our YouTube channel, and always on the radio. Saskatchewan's voice for local sports. 620 CKRM.
Oh, absolutely loving the Sportscage listeners on this Wednesday for Regina Motor Products. Schultz sticking around here. Our Where Do You Land Wednesday, kind of a fun one, music related. Fancy that when I'm here behind the microphone because Colin Ray and Billy Dean tonight at the X. Some 90s country. I will be there. Okay. Schultz, you went with Johnny Cash, which is a good one. I think Colin Ray's got two of the best obscure lyrics ever. Selling VCRs in Arkansas to Walmart. That's from Little Rock. And then That's My Story, and I'm sticking to it, where the wife says, you don't expect me to believe all that static because just last week I threw that hammock in the attic. Like, who doesn't like a good hammock reference? Okay, Bert on the Prairie Land Rentals text line at 936-6262. He says, gentlemen, and the three men I admired most, the Father, Son, and the Holy Ghost, they caught the last train for the coast the day the music died.
Oh, yeah.
Bert, good one, Bert. Andrew, a good one. There is a crack in everything. That's how the light gets in. Leonard Cohen. I'm not a big Leonard Cohen fan, but that's a good lyric. Roscoe's just saying Tom Petty had some good lyrics from the 90s. Let's start digging, Roscoe.
Yeah, you got to dig in.
Start giving us something. Dean sends one that's a little bit long. One of my wife's favorite bands, Blue Rodeo.
Oh, yes.
They met in a hurricane, standing in a shelter out in the rain. She tucked a note into his hand. Later on, they took his car, drove on down where the beaches are. He wrote her name in the sand. Never even let go of her hand.
Very good.
Dean's getting deep. And then Danny and Crofty's coming on later. You could have heard a pin drop when Tommy stopped and locked the door. That's a Kenny Rogers. Kenny Rogers has some good. The Gambler.
Oh, yeah.
We all know The Gambler. Reuben James.
Oh, yeah.
Boom.
Absolutely.
Loose. Don't take your love to town.
Yeah.
You feel bad for that guy.
Kenny Rogers, man. Don't sleep on K-Rock.
You give me a Kenny Rogers tribute guy coming through town, I'm there.
Oh, every offensive lineman will be there
all day long. Back to football. Quarterbacks going down in the league, Schultz. We talked about it a few weeks ago, and you hear who has the best backup. It's like, who's going to be left standing at the end of this?
Well, the interesting part is it's a league-wide trend. You know, it seems like every other week somebody's going down. The depth of the quarterback is going to be key. I think that's what's going to decide a lot of teams' playoff run. You know,
how worried are you if you're in the BC locker room right now? One win,
it's dicey. It's dicey. And you start doing the gazintas, doing the math, right? What do we got to do here to get back to, hey, listen, I've been in those situations 4 or 5 seasons,
Which one stands out?
There was a time where we had, I think it was like 4 seasons in a row when we were like 9-9, 9-9, 9-9. And the thing was, we would have we'd have like a little streak where we win 4 games and then you'd be off. And then, the pressure was coming. Can we make the playoffs? And I loved it because it always was like the end of our season for 3 seasons in a row boiled down to we had to either win 3, 4, or 5 games in a row just to make it. And we did it. And then, of course, we made it to all those Western finals and lost, and it's just all part of the story. But that's what I think a lot of those teams are going to be getting down to.
I don't know if what you got on this one. I'll throw it to you. I don't know what to make of Calgary. Like they're scoring so many points. VA hasn't thrown an interception this year, but then their defense, they're Sharkey said yesterday, like they got to score 40+ points to have a chance at winning. I'm sure maybe you've been on teams too where your offense is just lights out and the defense, and then you start to look at guys sideways across the room to be like, hey, can you guys help out here?
Well, absolutely. But you know what? Then it gets into that weird, like if you're a mid-tier team and you run into Calgary and you can put up 24 points, on a good day. But if your defense is off, good luck catching them, right? And I think Calgary's running into that part of the season where they're clawing their way back in. And their defense needs some change, but they got the best D-line in the league, I think. Their D-line is unbelievable. They're getting good pressure. And it's just a matter of, that kind of pressure when you're scoring 40, if you can score 40 points, but the other team can't, and they're mid-tier, but your defense is bad, like, it's going to be interesting. So, like, again, what happens if VA goes down?
Oh, boy.
You know?
They don't want to hear that. They don't want to hear that.
So it's just, you know, they are in an old school, like kind of Saskatchewan-ish type of situation where they're just going to percolate all throughout the season, like we talked about, and then if they're there in the end, then you can make your assessment.
How would you rank the teams right now?
Well, I'd say, you know, like last week we were talking, and it's still kind of the same. Top tier would be Edmonton, Montreal, and the Rides. That middle tier would be, you know, I think it would be, what were we saying? Winnipeg and
Calgary,
and do we put Hamilton in there? Hamilton, Toronto. I mean, flip a coin.
Well, now with Kelly out.
Well, yeah. Oh yeah.
So I don't know. Like I think Hamilton's right in that game.
Yep.
Against Montreal, and then Trey has the brain fart, kind of throws that one away.
Yep.
And if you've never played quarterback, especially at the pro level, that happens.
It does.
Like he didn't want to do it.
Right.
You know, so Hamilton's right there. Like, I know it's really early, but you start looking at things and like, oh, this crossover.
Yeah.
Like whoever's crossing over this year could have a real legit shot.
Well, just put a pin in it for a second. Think about how we're talking right now. And now fast forward to the new playoffs and everyone's in but one. Like, it just makes you sick. You're just like, you know, like, what are we doing?
We got an extra gate. We got some extra beer sales. Ottawa, sorry. Smell you later.
See ya.
Yeah, well then, yeah, okay, so, and I don't know, they signed Ward as a kicker because Lauder supposedly has a little bit of an injury, nicked up. So Ward's a national. Lauder, okay. So then Lauder's 100% field goals on the year.
Yep.
Fine. Do you think there is any chance that he would entertain if it's an option? And I know it's a trade. It's like, hey, we're trading you. But out of respect, they're going to go ask him.
Yep.
Hey, the Riders want to trade for you. I'm okay. Personally, I would think I would go, nah, I'm good.
Yeah. You know.
Because think of the pressure coming back if he misses one. If he comes back, oh boy, oh boy.
Yeah, you know, I think at this point on both sides, that boat's kind of sailed, I think.
Okay.
You know, but again, like this is, I mean, winning is dirty. Like it doesn't respect anything but the win. So these teams get desperate, and when you're looking and you got, you know, an itch to scratch where you think you might be able to get a better guy, I don't know, man. I don't know. But it's sure. I just think the CFL has never been more exciting in the last couple of years than the last 2 years. Like things are going great.
This is a whole other topic for another time. But I was on the change is good.
Yep.
I got two young kids. You want to change some rules? You want to change? The NFL has changed rules.
Oh,
the NHL has changed. So when everything came out and people's heads were falling off. And it was like, I'm like, maybe there's something here. I'll admit, I'm starting to backtrack on the changing the field.
Yeah.
I don't, the single point thing, I think that's one of the dumbest things. Get rid of that.
Yep.
Sorry, that's my take.
Yep.
Stupid. I hate when a ball hits the goalpost.
Yeah, I know.
Like last week. I think that, if I said, if you got those American or anybody watching the game last week and they go, what the heck? What do they get for that?
Yeah.
Right?
Billy Goat. Right? Like it's just, but you know, things are changing. Things are changing. But that's the thing. And then you get into that, and I feel where you're going with it. You get into that way where it's like, well, I'm okay with this, but not that, and it's a gray area right now.
Benches on either side, like we're doing this year, cool. 35-second clock, okay.
Yep.
I'm okay. Definitely the point. Moving the goalposts back, now I'm like, okay. But then we have to kind of change the field because you don't want that 20-yard parking lot.
Nope.
So you kind of got to scale it. I'm like, well, how do you do it? I don't know. In 2026, we were supposed to have flying cars by this time.
That's right. The Jetsons said so.
We can send a picture to someone in India in literally 5 seconds with no wires. And when you think about it, it's like, how the heck are we doing that? We can't come up with a goalpost that's actually not. Maybe it's like a hologram.
Have you seen those ones? I think there's. I don't know what league did it, but they did a suspended, and it with no pole on it, but it was suspended from an indoor roof.
Oh, really?
So it was just
like
this.
Arena League, maybe?
Maybe. I think that's what it was, but it was just suspended, and you just had like the H.
So then it's like, can we not get to somewhere where the goalposts only appear when it's time to kick?
Wouldn't that be something?
Hologram it up. Like, you know, you go to the Michael Jackson Cirque show in Las Vegas, and he pops in here, and it's like, I think that might be him.
I saw Tupac rap live on stage in a hologram. I mean, come on. And that was years ago.
Speaking of good lyrics.
I don't know. We're gonna have to have the censors in here.
Oh man, I could really go for some Tupac now. I could. You see that on the algorithm? The guys in Vegas on the street.
Oh yeah.
And the one guy's got the bandana, and he looks like him.
Yeah.
And it's like, I might just give that guy a 20 and sit there and say, play everything from the what's the one album? Like, How Do You Want It? All that. Look, obviously California Love was his big.
Of course.
Okay. I'll go Andrew. Faithful listener. Thanks again, Andrew, for texting in on the Prairie Line Rentals text line 936-6262. He comes at us with an obscure lyric that he likes. See if you. I remember this song. You'll know this song. It's for the same demo. And the joke is, when he awoke, his body was covered in Coke Fizz. Sloan. It's a little rock.
Yeah. That's a good
rock.
one. Yeah,
little rock there.
I like it.
See if anyone else got. Baden sends one in, and he carries the reminders of every glove that laid him down or cut him till he cried out in his anger and his shame, I am leaving, but the fighter still remains. What song is that?
Is that Hurricane?
Is that here?
Reuben Carter.
I'll do a quick copy and paste.
According to Google,
The Boxer.
Yeah, Simon and Garfunkel.
And Garfunkel.
I was on the right track.
You were baiting. Nice at you. Roscoe's coming at us with some Luke Combs. A picture of you on a dartboard. Song title escapes me. Roscoe, you're a beauty. We're having fun with song lyrics. First day of the X, some 90s country tonight. Billy Dean and Colin Ray. Schultz, thanks as always. Give Lakeview a plug.
Here's the goalpost, by the way, real quick.
Oh, that's the one? Look at this. See, I told you.
That's the arena football.
Yep. There's got to be a way to just hologram things up in this day and age.
Farmers, I'm talking to you, Lakeview Insurance. We've got the next gen seedman's program. So if you cleaning seed, if you're selling seed, fertilizer mixed in there as well, we got you looked after. Get those premiums down. Give me a shout.
Lakeview Insurance. You can talk to Schultz and his team. It's also brought to you by Revive Men's Health Clinic, dealing with men's ED without pills and surgery. Look them up, Revive MD. Okay, we'll go to break. It's a Sports Cage, streaming through our YouTube channel at sportscage.com.
The Country Music Rewind with Colin Lovequist.
We're unlocking the vault and rolling back the calendar to the week of August 2nd, 2003. We've got an incredible lineup of global megastars, massive homegrown Canadian talent, and we're going to count them down.
The Country Music Rewind with Colin Lovequist. Brought to you by Crawford's No Frills. Saturday afternoons at 4 and Sunday afternoons at 1 on Country's Greatest Hits, 620 CKRM.
Getting insurance is one thing, but making sure you're actually covered the way you think you are is another. At Lakeview Insurance, Scott Schultz and his team help you get a second opinion on your coverage so you know what you're protecting. It's about protecting what you've built. Talk to Lakeview Insurance today.
Did you know you can get endless streaming and live entertainment anywhere in Canada?
Now wait just a moose a minute.
You can, thanks to Glassers TV, your SaskTel authorized dealer. So cross that border to Flin Flon, Manitoba, and your shows come with you. Why stop there? Head to Vulcan, Alberta, or heck, even St. Louis du Ha-Ha, Quebec, the town with exclamation marks in its name. See Glassers TV, your SaskTel authorized dealer, for details on Max TV Stream, internet, and cellular service.
Where was I when I won the lottery?
I was harvesting canola.
I was on my motorcycle.
I was boating.
Hiking in the backcountry. Watching TV.
In my dad's shop. I was in the delivery room with my daughter.
Stars Lottery. When lives are saved, we all win. Your ticket supports critical care anywhere. Act now. Only 2 days left for the Truck and Boat Early Bird Prize or $200,000 cash. Get yours today at starslottery.ca. License LR 260008. Saskatchewan only. 18+. Please play responsibly.
If you've got a Steelcraft garage door, you've got a door with parts manufactured and assembled right here in Canada. A door with better insulation and seal, plus a warranty you're probably never going to use. And if you don't have a Steelcraft garage door, you should get one. Don't just hang a door, install a Steelcraft. Turn curb appeal into curb envy.
Steelcraft door, Steelcraft door, Steelcraft door. We offer more.
Steel-craft.ca.
Welcome back to Sportscage. Missed any part of the show? Check out the podcast powered by Freeze Tolman at 620ckrm.com and sportscage.com.
Welcome back. Rough Rider Foundation 50-50. You got until Thursday night at 10 p.m. for the early bird prize. Get a 50-50 for this Saturday's game, and you're in for the early bird prize of a Blue Jays weekend in Toronto for two. Return flights from Sask to Toronto, 2 nights downtown hotel near Rogers Centre, and 2 tickets to a Blue Jays game, or you can just take $3,600 cash in your jeans. Riders5050.ca, the deadline again coming up Thursday night at 10 p.m. All right, Riders today. There was some news. Sam Emelis wasn't practicing. Zach Fry, again, sounds week to week. Not practicing. AJ Ouellette, not practicing. Roland Milligan Jr. was limited. Ryder Varga, will he get in the roster? We're going to hear more on that from Coach Mason in a bit. But a couple things. We're going to play Sastel Pick the Score in a moment. But we... 936-6262. We're talking obscure song lyrics on Where Do You Land Wednesday. Colson, I don't know if you're going to have one at some point. I'll give you some time to think of one. But we are getting some deep. The Boxer from Simon and Garfunkel. That one could be joining my two, because with Colin Ray and Billy Dean playing tonight at the X, and Colin Ray's got a couple of doozies from the 90s. Who didn't watch CMT in the 90s, if we are of the same demographic? That was it. That's how we heard these new songs. And then ran out to Audio Warehouse or A&B Sound to buy the CDs. In the song Little Rock, he says, selling VCRs in Arkansas at a Walmart. It's always stuck with me. And I think it's in my Mount Rushmore for most obscure and greatest song lyrics in a song. Let us know, 936-6262. If you want to play Sastel Pick the Score and win 2 tickets to the next Rider home game, now's your time to call. We got 2 different ways, 306-936-6262 or toll-free 1-866-767-0620. If you haven't won anything in the last 30 days on CKRM, call in now. We're going to play Pick the Score with you. As we wait for that caller, let's hear Dave Thomas standing by with Marcus Sales.
Marcus Sales, what did you see on film this week?
Honestly, overall, I feel like we played really well. It looks bad when, you look at the stats and you say he throws 500 yards and things like that. But, for the majority of the game, I feel like we played well. We just had a couple busts, and, that's just unlike us, and we just got to get those things cleaned up.
So was it just communication breakdown that caused the busts in the secondary?
In our defense, we all pretty much got to see the same thing. And when one person doesn't see the same thing, it pretty much can mess up the whole defense. So that's just one of the little things that we just got to clean up.
How do you clean up communication?
We go over, some of the things that they like to do, and we just come back and we just figure out, what's the best way to approach it this next coming week. I personally don't feel like they did anything that was too crazy or things that we haven't seen. It was just a miscommunication, and we just got to get those things cleaned up.
So given that, do you watch film any differently knowing that you gave up over 500 yards last week?
No. I mean, like I said, he's a great quarterback. He's got great receivers, great weapons to, to make sure he can get those 500 yards. But like I said, at the same time, like we know we have a great defense. We have great veteran leaders on our team, and we never want to give up that many yards anyway to anybody. So our approach is always going to be the same. We just got to lock down on the little things that we messed up on.
So getting the opportunity to get right back out there against the same opponent, is that a good thing in a back-to-back scenario?
Yeah, it's perfect. I mean, it's perfectly set up. I mean, if he can throw 500 yards one game, I mean, let's see if he can do it again. And like I said, we pretty much count on us getting turnovers and us just, being so relentless and us being physical. And like I said, we got a lot of veterans in our group, and we feel like we'll be able to clean those things up, pretty quickly.
Lastly, Cody Fajardo and Austin Mack seem to have rekindled some magic that they had in Montreal. What did you make of that connection, and how hard is it to defend against?
Yeah, I mean, they did have a couple connections, but granted, like, the plays he got were busted coverages. So I mean, I don't want to take anything away from them. They're clearly two great players, but at the same time, like, I feel like we just missed up on a couple of defensive plays that we could have cleaned up on, and I feel like we'll be better at that this next week.
Marcus Sales, a valuable member of that Regina secondary. Jeffrey, check your house for a gas leak. There is no way the Riders are trading Sales for Renee, the firefighter paradise. It's not happening. I know you want Sales and you need Sales, but you ain't getting Sales. We got him. Still more to come on the show. You know what, Colson? Let's we kind of tease this here. I think it's Ryder Varga time. I'm curious. He seems like he's been ready. He's been full practice now for almost 3 weeks. Coach Mace, it's number 3. Coach Mace, when asked if Ryder Varga will make his Rider debut this week.
It's trending that way. We'll see. The physical components of it. Obviously, he's been practicing a few weeks. The mental component, that's his cup of tea. That guy's smart as ever. So it's just about piecing those two things together. When we get that going, then, yeah, we should see the kid out there.
Yeah. Okay, well, we'll leave that there with Coach Mace. Text line 936-6262. Prairie Land Rentals text line as we go to break here. Kenny Weeb texting in on the YouTube chat. He's got a song lyric for us. Loving her was easier than anything I'll ever do again. Chris Christopherson. What Christopherson song?
I've been racking my brain trying to come up with one, and I think the only song that I can really come up with that has weird, obscure lyrics, and I think this is a fairly well-known one for its weird lyrics, from the Beatles. I Am the Walrus. That one was just, I still don't know what it means.
But that's when they were on LSD.
Probably.
They're writing that. No, it was. Those were their times. There was some weird stuff. It's good. Don't get me wrong. I hated the Beatles until I was early 20s. I started kind of getting into it. I wasn't into what they were in, but I was
just to be clear,
yeah, I like these guys.
Yeah, I don't listen to them.
What song is it?
I Am the Walrus.
I Am the Walrus.
Yeah, so I am the Eggman. They are the Eggman. I am the Walrus. Goo goo gajoob. Whatever.
Dylan says he texted that in. I Am the Walrus. Sorry, Dylan. Missed that one. It comes fast on the YouTube chat. Back to I like Schultz. Schultzy's was good. Mm-hmm. Johnny Cash probably has another one. If you're just tuning in, Schultzy had when I was just a baby, my mama told me, son, always be a good boy, don't ever play with guns. I shot a man in Reno just to watch him die. That's deep.
Folsom Prison Blues.
That's deep. Travis in Regina. This is Travis Tritt, I think. I got rice cooking in the microwave. I got a 3-day beard. I don't plan to shave. And it's a goofy thing, but I just got to say, hey, I'm doing all right.
That is Travis Tritt.
Travis, that's the call-in. We're on the same way. If you're going to the concert tonight, Travis, we might have to hook up for a cold one.
Down the road I go. That's the name of the song.
I got rice cooking in the microwave. My other Colin Ray one I can't wait for tonight. From That's My Story, and I'm sticking to it. You don't expect me to believe all that static, because just last week I threw that hammock in the attic. Colin was busted with his wife in that one. What a great CMT video as well. Takes us all back. Again, I need a time machine. I need to go back, and I ain't coming back. If I go back, I'm going to write a song around that. Sportscage, keep them coming. 936-6262. We'll go to break. We'll be right back.
It's time for the Sports Ticker, brought to you by Reliance Heath Water Heater Rentals. Rent a water heater and water softener starting at about $1.20 a day and get $400 when you switch to Reliance Heath.
Break, also known as the Sports Ticker. I guess I messed that up. Blue Jays were in action this afternoon. A win to end their series with the Nationals. 5-2. Blue Jays won. Western Canadian Baseball League. Clark Munroe's coming in. Colson, I don't know. I'm going to go off what the website says and what Dave Thomas. The Saskatoon Berries are hosting Medicine Hat. The Red Sox are at Sylvan Lake, but they're in Red Deer, allegedly. We're going to get to the bottom of that. Swift Currents in Weyburn. If you're in Weyburn, go watch some baseball tonight. Sportscage.com poll again has the CFL replay video review made the game better or worse. You can vote at sportscage.com. It's for Reliance water heater and softener. You need to rent them. You can get them for $1.20 a day together. Maybe get $400 cash back. Some conditions apply. Switch to Reliance. Call on Reliance. Okay, what do we got? 2 minutes left. Do we got any other good ones here? Paws and Tails. Once I worked just like a lamb. Now I just don't give a damn. Work's the thing I really hate. So every day I sleep in late. Don't know that one. You stumped me on that. Try and give us who sings it. The artist. You got that, Colson?
No, I'm not there yet. I just saw Jeffrey's.
Yeah.
For those not on the YouTube stream, Jeffrey just texted it and row your boat.
Yeah.
I think we all know that one.
We all do. Oh man, some of these are great. Brad in Saskatoon. David Allen Coes, you never called me by my name. Verse 4. I was drunk the day my mom got out of prison and went to pick her up in the rain, but before I could get to the station in my pickup truck, she got run over by a damn old train. Oh, Brad. Good one. Paul from the Tractor. Waylon, picking up hookers instead of my pen. I let the words of my youth fade away. Old worn-out saddles, old worn-out memories with no one and no place to stay. I don't know that one. Ryan in East End. Let's go. East End. How's the T-Rex down there? Did they ever move it? I love that East End. When I lived in Shaunavon. Obscure 90s country. Aaron Tippin. Queen of my double-wide trailer. This is a good one. He rebuilds engines and his name is Earl. He's the Charlie Daniels of the torque wrench. Oh, Ryan. Ryan's the clubhouse leader with that one right now. Oh, it's going to be fun. Hour 2's coming up for the Sports Cage. We'll be right back.
From the towers to the tractors, country's greatest hits. 620 CKRM, a Harvard media station.
News is brought to you by Bronco Plumbing and Heating, where professional service is guaranteed. They'll treat you right. Call 781-2090.
It's 4 p.m. Good afternoon. Sunny and 31 degrees with a heat warning in Regina. I'm Will Mansick from the SAS Today newsroom with 620 CKRM News. Today's the first day of the Queen City X in Regina's Real District. Gates opened up a few hours ago, meaning visitors can enjoy midway rides, agricultural exhibits, live shows, and more. Children who are under 12 and are accompanied by an adult get free admission from noon until 2 p.m. Tonight's grandstand shows feature country stars Billy Dean and Colin Ray. Thousands are expected to attend the annual summer event, and Sunday is the final day of the QCX this year. Those who are on all of the rides could work up quite the appetite at this year's QCX, and the fair is serving up some classic favorites alongside some new creative food options. Mini donuts and corn dogs are some of the classics that have returned, but some new items like deep-fried butter tarts, dill pickle pizza, and brisket served over hickory sticks have found their ways onto menus. The province is also in the middle of a heat wave, and the Saskatchewan Health Authority is reminding the public to take precautions. The heat warnings started popping up earlier this week and could stick around well into the weekend. Medical Health Officer Dr. Stanley Inebley says some people are at a higher risk.
These heat illnesses are actually preventable, but those at highest risk are the babies, young children, the elderly, and anyone who is ill or has chronic health conditions like breathing problems, mental illness, and heart problems.
He advises those with chronic conditions to stay out of the heat entirely, if possible. Regina City Council has begun reviewing the first forecasts for the city's proposed 2027 operating budget. Council says rising costs would require an additional $44.7 million to maintain current services. Higher revenues are expected to reduce the overall impact, and the city's goal is to limit the property tax mill rate increase to 5.81%. More budget discussions are planned through the fall, with council making final funding decisions in December. Many farmers with unseeded acres are considering fall rye to get a crop growing on that land. Chad Yanchiski, sales manager for FP Genetics, says interest in fall rye has increased after heavy rainfall in Saskatchewan and Manitoba earlier this season.
So we've had a lot of inquiries from growers from different retail networks that are looking at options to fill that, just to suck up some moisture.
About 3% of cropland in Saskatchewan was unseeded due to flooding and excessive moisture. That's 620 CKRM News. Read more stories from around your community and around the province at sasktoday.ca and 620ckrm.com.
Looking for a new career with a growing local company? Bronco Plumbing, Heating and Cooling in Emerald Park are now hiring. They're currently in need of plumbers and sheet metal workers, from apprentices to journeymen. Competitive wages, plenty of work, family-style work environment. If you're ready for a new challenge, bring your resume to 2 Percival Drive in Emerald Park or call 781-2090. That's 781-2090.
Weather for Next Gen Coatings. Spray coatings for truck bed liners, rocker panels, and more. Same company, new name. 1865 McCarra Street, Regina.
Weather tonight mostly clear, low down to 15. Tomorrow sunny and a high of 29. Tomorrow night clear, low down to 16. Friday mostly sunny, high of 30. Saturday sunshine, high of 33. Sunday mostly sunny and a high of 30. Right now, downtown Regina, a few clouds, mostly sunny though. 27. It feels like 33.
For over 40 years, you've known them as Regina's trusted vehicle protection specialists. Now they're introducing the next gen of coatings. New name, new level of protection. They're now Next Gen Coatings. 3 generations of their family have served your family, and that hasn't changed. Same owners, same commitment, ready for the next gen of truck beds, rocker panels, trailers, bumpers, and running boards. The company hasn't changed, just the name. Next Gen Coatings. 1865 McCarra Street. The next gen starts now.
Broadcasting from Century Studios in downtown Regina, Harvard Media presents The Sports Cage, where Saskatchewan comes to talk local sports. Brought to you by Regina Motor Products. RMP summer offer on now until August 31st. Receive a $25 SO gift card with purchase of a vehicle health check and oil change package. Visit RMP today. Be part of the show. Call 1-866-767-0620 or text 306-936-6262. The Sports Cage. Streaming at sportscage.com, our YouTube channel, and on the radio at 620 CKRM.
Welcome back to the Cage on this Wednesday for Regina Motor Products. Man, some of the text messages, excuse me, I got to get to in a bit. Really, really, really funny. You guys are awesome on the topic of obscure song lyrics. We'll get to more of that in a bit. We talked Riders, and Schultz was in hour 1. I'm really curious if Derek Roberson is going to play for the Riders this week. They haven't made any decisions there. We did hear from Roberson today at practice, so first question he was asked from Dave Thomas, how he came to Saskatchewan.
I mean, really, they've been hitting me up for a couple of years. You know, I still been here with the UFL for a couple of years, so agent reached out, said opportunity to make a couple bucks, so just came up.
Save that. That could be a clip of the year so far from her. Make a couple of bucks. Why wouldn't a guy? The obvious question is, how is he adjusting to the Canadian game?
Yeah, it's a little bit different, you know, especially that yard of the ball, especially like with me, my pass, how I play the ball.
I line up as close as possible so that yard off the ball is kind of just been adjusted to it. So it got to take a little bit more, couple steps in the pass rush, and a little bit more better timing. So after a couple of days of practice, you get that stuff, the timing down, it gets a little bit better. So right now I'm rolling out.
Like Schultz, he said, it's not that easy. And we've seen receivers come up, quarterbacks come up that have said, I'm sure there's been defensive guys as well, too. None come to mind if you do, 936, 62, 62. But it's different, and Schultz kind of went through that for us. Roberson on which is harder, the adjustment of the handwork or footwork?
No, I wouldn't say it's harder. I would say the timing of it, because it's more space before you get to contact versus like an American ball, 2 yards on contact. Back up here, it's 3, 4, 5 yards. That's when we first get in contact. So the contact point is different.
And then what are the strengths that he brings to the green and white?
I would say my strategy is really just learning the game and learning who I'm going against, knowing how they get off the ball, knowing if they move their legs, their arms, the quarterback snap. It's a lot of stuff that goes into the game and learning to get off.
Derek Roberson. John Gruden absolutely loves him. I'd love to see him in the lineup coming up this weekend in Edmonton against the Elks. Okay, joining us now for the next little bit here in studio, Clark Munroe is back in. Did you go to the Rider game last Thursday?
Yeah, I was there. It was a good one.
Wasn't it?
Yeah, it was unbelievable. Like, I think I saw somebody tweet after the game. It's like, if you have somebody who's been like hating on the CFL, show them that game, because that's the game you want to show off. That's what you want the sport to be. So It was fantastic.
I don't know.
Despite the loss, obviously.
Yeah. Well, and the way it ends on a field goal of 60, what was the 57?
Yeah.
I'll call it 60, which is probably good from 67.
Yeah, he blasted it.
We're watching it on the stream here, and if you're on radio, we're like, I wish we get close, and you pretty fancy with things. Like that is through. That looks like he's got another 8.
Oh, at least. For sure.
8-ish yards. And, pressure, what? Boom.
Yeah.
So do you think the Riders should have another guy maybe in pushing Hale?
Well, yes. I mean, that was obviously one of the biggest things of that game was that missed field goal. And, we're, again, just looking at it on the stream here, not even close. And so I think that was one of the things for sure. But there were so many other opportunities the Riders had. Like that Cody Fajardo fumble. After that happened, the snap fumble, there should have been no business losing that game. Like they should have been able to clinch that game for sure. So there was a lot more things. And to lose on a 57-yard field goal, okay. I'd rather lose that way than, some of the other, they're not even putting up a fight for sure.
I gained more respect for the Elks. I didn't think they were that good.
Yeah. And the same, I heard Marcus Sales talking about it in an interview, 20 minutes ago when you guys were playing that interview with Dave Thomas. And, there was a couple of, the numbers look really bad. Like Cody Fajardo had 500 and whatever yards. But if you look back, Austin Mack had 3 catches of 50, 60, 70 yards.
Unbroken coverage, yeah.
So you fix those couple things, all of a sudden that 500 and whatever turns into 280, 300. And it's you can win a game like that. But Austin Mack breaking up the defense like that, as bad as he did, he was wide open 2 or 3 times for 50 to 80 yards, and that's a killer. That's a backbreaker.
I don't know where you land, and kind of mentioned this yesterday. I talked to a guy earlier before the season started, and I was like, I think the number I gave was 8 or 9, and I said maybe it was 8.5, and I said, let's call it 9 games. 9 games for AJ Ouellette this year, under. And he was like, oh, over. And I'm like, man, he's so physical. He's so violent when he runs. And, obviously there's injury trouble that come with it. And then now it looks like he's week to week with the knee, which is okay. Rest him. I like Conley.
Yeah, for sure.
I like Conley, but, to the point where it's like, this league, and we're seeing it with quarterbacks, knock on wood, it's like you got to have next man up.
Yeah, it's been that way for quite a while, too. And AJ is, easily one of my favorite running backs since Corey Sheets has been here. Just the way, like you said, the physicality that he brings in. Every run that he does, he usually gets 3 or 4 extra yards just because he just pushes that much harder than most guys. But man, last game when I saw him get up and limp like he was limping, I got flashbacks of 2024 when every single game, every run, he got up and he was hobbling back. And I'm not trying to bash the guy. I love the guy.
No. It's
just like, man, okay, let's maybe take a note from 2024 maybe. Let's rest him. Let's give him the time to get back because he is effective when he's healthy. And he's probably better than, 30, 40% of the running backs in the leagues hobbling. He's probably still better than most guys. But let's get him healthy.
And he just seems like the kind of guy that's like, even he's nicked up and he's not telling you.
Right.
Because he just wants to be playing.
He's a gamer.
Such a
and you want that come playoff time, but I want him in the lineup come playoff time. So let's sort that out.
Absolutely. How would you rank how would you rank the teams right now?
The whole league?
Yeah.
Well, I like how the Riders are playing. I was a little unsure coming into the season as a season ticket holder myself, longtime fan, obviously. Used to work for the team when I was a youngster. But, coming into the season, I was like, the Grey Cup hangover is real. It is for every team every year. It's really hard to defend a championship in the CFL just because of the turnover rates, and especially when you have guys as good as the Riders did last year who want to get paid. You're always going to lose a few guys. So they did. But I liked the group they brought back. I like James Vaughters. I like bringing him back or bringing him into the fold. Really think their defensive line and maybe even their front seven on defense is really, really solid this year. So I think, I'd put them top 3 right now. The loss to Edmonton, I think this week's going to be more evident of how the Riders are against a team like Edmonton than last week was. I think now is the test. Last week, they lost, but they played great, I thought.
Emotional week for the team, too.
And there was a lot going into that game. So I think this week now is going to be more evident to me as a fan than last week might have been. So we'll see how the rematch goes. But, Edmonton's strong. Montreal's going to be strong. And then there's kind of a group after the Riders, I would say, those 3 teams I mentioned. And then after them, there's kind of a group of 5 or 6 teams that I would kind of put in the same kind of realm. Which I guess is it's early in the CFL, so that's kind of the way things go most years. But Ottawa's the only team I would kind of put on their own island right now.
Well, I feel, and I love Alford in Calgary, and they get him back, and I don't know how much I would wager on VA. Like I need to see him.
That's kind of been his thing his whole career, though, right?
I need to see him perform in October.
For sure, yeah.
And, get him there, though, right? The West could be an absolute dogfight. Well, it is going to be an absolute dogfight to who stays here.
Yeah.
And then one kind of thinks, which could be crazy talk, it's like, well, is it an easier route to go through the East, maybe?
I mean, it hasn't been that way in a while. But it seems like it might be again. But
Montreal, Montreal is good, but they kind of get exposed a little bit even to Hamilton last week.
Yeah, I think give Toronto a little bit more time now that the World Cup is over. Give them a few weeks to kind of. There's a lot of guys who are just getting their first taste of the CFL, and they're like, "What is this league? Like, I'm getting displaced. We're all over the place. What is going on?" Give them a couple more weeks. I think Toronto's going to start maybe inching a little bit up as well. And then Hamilton, obviously losing Bo Levi the way that they did, that's a dagger for any team. Anytime you lose a quarterback like that. But I'm not going to put it past them to kind of figure it out too a little bit. They've got some ballers over there as well. So
they do. I can't imagine being, like, you bring up a good point, a new player to the league in Toronto. And then going like, yeah, okay, so the schedule's a little bit weird this year.
Yeah.
We're going to be on an airplane like every third day and going across this large country a lot of times. And then we're back for a bit. Like it would literally be like my 15-year-old son who goes somewhere for a weekend and then the duffel bag sits in his bedroom for a week.
Yeah.
It's like, unpack.
Yeah.
But those guys, it was like, no, why?
No, you can't. Yeah. So I'm going to say give them a little bit of time. And I think some of that will maybe balance itself out a little bit in the East. But, I mean, let BC get going. That's dangerous to let them get going at any point. And, Nathan Work's not playing this week, so I think they got a new quarterback there this week, which is going to be interesting. if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, they're not. They moved on from the Chase. It sounds like, so they got another guy in the fold.
So that's going to be interesting. The long-term health of the Winnipeg Blue Bombers is going to be interesting. So I don't know.
How smart does Winnipeg look though, bringing in Drew Brown?
Oh, I mean, yeah. So that's worked out okay. It's a good move there, but you can't do that. That's a lightning in a bottle move. Like that's a lucky chance, luck of the draw kind of thing for them. But good for them to do that. At least they got that buffer, that insurance. But still, even just the whole team, they still have some of those guys that have been there for a while, and it's like, can that train keep rolling or not? And we'll see.
I got Riders receiver coach Marquay McDaniel coming up in the coaches show because we missed it on Monday. Coming up here at the bottom of the hour, man, our receivers, and they think they're starting to call him the three-headed monster.
Mm-hmm.
There's something special going on there.
Oh, absolutely. And Emilus, and I don't know what his health status is going into this week. Doesn't sound great, but to have him catching touchdowns like crazy, Schaefer Baker, we knew what he was going to be.
He's showing a lot of swagger.
Oh, isn't he ever?
A lot of dancing. I'm not the biggest
good
fan.
or bad. I was going to say good or bad. The way you're saying this, I don't know if you love it. I love it.
Most people do.
Yeah.
But I've always been the kind of act like you've done it. I'm like a Wes Welker.
Yeah.
I thought kind of how he handled it, but regardless, like he's a force.
I think the way that he plays better when he's that way though.
Oh yeah.
When he can get in your face or like do his own little thing after a catch, like early in the year when he made the diving catch by the sideline and then he did the pose for the cameraman on the sidelines. I mean, I think he's better when he's able to maybe show off a little bit. And the way I differ from where you're saying with him, like that one-handed catch, oh my gosh, last week.
Yeah.
But the way I differ from you is I think a lot of the stuff he does is not during the play. It's nothing flashy during the play. He gets the job done. Once the job is done, then he's like, did you guys see that? I personally think as a receiver, I've known Nick Lewis for a while now through my career. And you look at some highlights of Nick Lewis and then tell me that Kean Schaefer-Baker is over the top. I think he's fine compared to some of the older guys.
Nick Lewis was one of the most, as a fan, I remember watching one of the most frustrating guys. Like I can think.
There was a few in that era.
Nick Lewis, though, and it was like he was so large. It's like, how is he finding these holes and getting open? And he was so good. And then every year he would come back and it would look like he was more out of shape. And he was like
better.
Just as good, if not better.
Yeah. Cerebral.
Who was the guy who, speaking of Wes Welker and like Julian Edelman style, who was the guy in Montreal that Calvillo would find all the time?
Ben Cahoon.
Cahoon.
Yeah.
And he wasn't like, so Cahoon was like no swagger.
No.
Right? But he was just like,
all business.
Come on.
Yeah.
Here we go again.
Here's a 9-yard slant. Here's a 9-yard slant. Here's a 9-yard slant every single time.
And just taking a lick.
Yeah.
And then he's like right back in.
Yeah. Just go away.
So frustrating. That's actually I'm trying to think on, going back. I remember, not a receiver, but when the Riders had to play Mike Sellers.
Mm-hmm. Oh gosh!
And it's like, well, how is
unstoppable?
Who wants to tackle that guy? Who wants to tackle that guy?
No, that's like if Nick Lewis was a running back.
Yeah,
geez, if people don't remember him, like go search up some of his highlights. That's a special thing to go watch back. Like he was a truck,
big time.
Like he was where the word trucking comes, like in football. That word, he's the definition of it.
It's almost like what's his name in the NFL for Baltimore now? Henry.
Oh yeah, Derrick Henry. Yeah. Sure. Jerome Bettis, like back in the day, like Peyton Hillis, if you remember that small niche reference.
Christian Okoye, big back. Yeah, but Jerome Bettis.
Yeah.
Did he?
And the thing with the CFL too, like you get a big guy like that who can run a little bit, and with the defense usually being a little bit smaller than it is down south. Historically, anyways, those guys have field days. That's why I think AJ Ouellette is so impactful up here, and he's not even quite to that level, but he's that type of runner. So
I interviewed Albert Awachi for Behind the Face Mask a few weeks ago. He is a mountain.
Yeah,
Like he is. I'm like get this guy the rock maybe.
Yeah.
And he was a damn good receiver. For a long time in college. So, let's go to break here, and we'll come back. We'll talk some baseball
for sure
locally and Blue Jays. Clark Munroe's with me. It's the Sports Cage on this Wednesday for Regina Motor Products. We are streaming through our YouTube channel at sportscage.com and on 620 CKRM.
Rider Nation, don't miss a second. Hear every Saskatchewan Roughriders game live on sportscage.com or on our YouTube channel. Big plays, big hits, all season long. Powered by Reliance Heath Home Water Heater Rentals.
Winter in Saskatchewan tests everything, our patience, vehicles, and sometimes our bumpers. From icy parking lot dings to serious highway mishaps, choosing local matters. At Regina Motor Products Collision Center, we're Saskatchewan owned, run, and we drive these roads too. An SGI accredited full-service collision center working on all makes and models. Submit your SGI claim and book your appraisal. It's easy. When you need repairs you can trust, it's neighbors helping neighbors. Regina Motor Products Collision Center, south at Highways 1 and 6 Albert Street, rmpchevrolet.com.
The world is changing. From the misuse of AI and the rise of deepfakes to the dangerous spread of misinformation, it's getting harder for Canadians to separate fact from fiction. That's why having a trustworthy news source is vital. At Global News, we're committed to objective journalism that cuts through the noise. Stick to the facts. Global News, Canada's trusted news.
What's going on in the markets? When is the right time to invest? What should you do with your money today? When Linda had questions, she talked to Brian Golly.
He's always well prepared and has answers for us. We take it as gospel, and he's led us down the right path so far.
You don't have to plan your financial future alone. Call Brian Golly of Smart Investing Solutions. 306-546-2533.
We would recommend Brian anytime, and we would recommend him to anybody.
Sports Cage is live streaming from our Century Studios in downtown Regina. Watch now at sportscage.com and our YouTube channel. Be part of the show by texting 306-936-6262. 620 CKRM.
Welcome back to the Sports Cage on this Wednesday. Clark Munroe is with me. Let's talk some baseball. Okay, first off, Red Sox are in Alberta.
Yeah. Yeah, where are they?
do they actually play in Sylvan Lake tonight?
They do. Sylvan Lake is good to go. They're the class of the league, Sylvan Lake. They have a beautiful stadium.
I thought Okotoks was.
Well, they'll tell you that. Where am I? Where am I looking? They'll tell you. No, they're both very, very good. Okotoks obviously is nationally known as one of the better academies and programs in Canada. But Sylvan Lake does have a beautiful stadium, a great staff. And they do things really, really well there. So they're good to go. But last night, the Red Sox were 20 minutes down the road in Red Deer playing a game, which they don't have a team in Red Deer. But the Energy City Cactus Rats, who are based out of Spruce Grove, they're having some stadium issues there, and the Red Sox couldn't get their game in there. So they looked for a neutral site, and I think by the sounds of it, they asked a few communities if they could scramble and get a open baseball diamond, and Red Deer stepped up. So they ended up playing 2 games in Red Deer yesterday. The Red Sox got both wins, and it was massive for them. Huge 2 wins for them. They needed that really badly. So they're now in a playoff spot as of today, and they play Sylvan Lake, I think, back-to-back now in the next 2 days. So very tough opponent there.
Sylvan Lake Gulls baseball stadium?
Yeah.
I'm looking at it.
It's great.
I had no idea.
Oh, dude, it's fantastic. Them and Okotoks are beautiful, but Sylvan Lake and the backdrop of it, everything about it is really, really nice.
This is where people in Regina are like, come on.
If anybody from Saskatchewan, at any of the 5 communities, have time or interest to make a trip to either Sylvan Lake or Okotoks to catch a game, come back and tell your communities, go look at those stadiums. We want something like that, especially here in Regina. I've been harping on this for years in Regina. I know Gary Brotzel, if you're listening, he's been harping on this for a while. But if you go look at Sylvan and then you come back, and no offense to Curry Field, but if you come back from Sylvan to Curry, it's like, oh, okay, it's a different world.
Well, that looks like a small minor league baseball that you'd go watch, spring training in Phoenix or in the area for sure. I had no idea that Sylvan Lake. I've seen the Okotoks one. What's up with the Energy City Cactus Rats? Because I heard that field is not quite done.
Yeah, well, they've been at it for a few years now. There's some drama in the community. I'll let, if any of them are listening, I know it's a different demographic, but they've been having some issues there for a couple of years with trying to get their stadium completed.
Private stadium?
Yeah, mostly. I think it's mostly largely supposed to be, anyways, private. They were supposed to be able to play, like it was supposed to be done to a point where they could use the field itself with no fans. For this whole season, and they did try. They've been playing a lot of their home games.
No fans.
I think the capacity is like 100, which allows for both teams, the umpires, and a couple of scorekeepers, basically. So they've been doing their best, I guess, depending on who you ask, to get all their games in at home. And just recently, in the last week or two, Lethbridge was there, and the field was deemed dangerous to play on, not unplayable. Unsafe. So the league stepped in. This is where the Red Sox kind of caught the Red Sox in that window of time. The league stepped in and said, okay, you got to find some neutral site games to finish off the season. So there might be some news coming out about that, and I think I'll let the league maybe break that. There'll be some news about, because Energy City right now,
they're
if you
in
look
the playoffs,
at the standings,
right?
they're in a playoff spot, and that could change. There's some stuff going on, and we can talk about that, but they're in a playoff spot right now, so hypothetically, they would have to find a place to play a home playoff game. Is that going to be at their stadium or somewhere else? We'll have to figure that out in the next couple of days.
Okay, let's go through, and thinking that the website is right here. Maybe it is. I'm looking at, so East Division.
Yeah.
So far, who do we got in the playoffs, right? Moose Jaw
and Saskatoon are basic. I think they're locked in. They can't miss, obviously, but at this point, Moose Jaw, they might swap spots. Moose Jaw's been so hot. I think in the last 16 games, they've only lost 2. So they're unbelievably hot right now. The Berries are strong, and they're right there in terms of quality. So they'll be 1 and 2. Whether the rest is up for grabs at the moment, if you ask me. Swift Current, yes, they're in last place, but they're only 4 games out of the 4th spot. So if they go on there's only 1 week left. So, what is that? Right. 7 games, I think, for most teams. So they have to basically win out, but it's not impossible. They're a scrappy team. The other 3 teams are basically neck and neck. So it could go either way in the East. All 4 teams that are battling right now have an opportunity to make it, which is just going to make the last week of home games and games in general that much crazier. And the best part is they all play each other. So they all have their own destinies in their own hands, basically the rest of the way.
We're going to do the coaches show here with Marquay. You're going to stick around for
I can
after?
Stick around.
We'll talk. I want to get your thoughts on Carter Beck, the draft, and then we'll talk some Blue Jays and what you think they're going to do.
Definitely.
Clark Munroe's here. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we are going to be joined by Rough Riders receiver coach Marquay McDaniel. Sports Cage on the home of the Riders, 620 CKRM.
Erectile dysfunction affects many men, and effective treatment options are available. Revive is helping lead a new approach to men's health, offering confidential, physician-directed assessments and evidence-based treatment options for men experiencing erectile dysfunction. Treatments may include low-intensity shockwave therapy and other regenerative approaches. The goal is to identify possible underlying factors and determine whether non-surgical therapies may help improve sexual health and function. Book your private consultation today. Visit revivemd.com.
The Rough Riders season is here, and the biggest 50-50 in Saskatchewan is back. Last year's 50-50 raised over $3.3 million for amateur football in Saskatchewan, and we couldn't do it without you. Thank you, Rider Nation. This year, we have bigger loyalty and early bird prizes than ever before, not to mention those life-changing 50-50 jackpots. See all of the prizes and buy your tickets today at riders5050.ca, and never miss a chance to win when you sign up for the 50-50 Club.
Riders 50-50 is presented by ISC.
Lottery license LR260010.
Have you looked at the outside of your home lately? Whether it's the deck, garage, siding, stone, or shingles, Freeze Tallman has the products to help bring your next project to life. From composite and pressure-treated decking to railing and exterior finishes, they've got everything you need to refresh your home and backyard. Start planning today at freezetallman.com. Freeze Tallman. Locally owned, family grown, rooted in our community for 70 years.
It's time for the Sportscage Riders Coaches Show. For Steelcraft Doors, made in Western Canada for Western Canada. Locations in Regina, Saskatoon, and Prince Albert, and servicing all of Saskatchewan.
All right, Coach's Show, usually on Mondays with Tegan, but we got her on a Wednesday. There he is, Coach Marquay McDaniel. Nice to talk to you again, Coach.
Hey, nice to see you again.
You watched tape after last Thursday, your receiving core. What do you see there? Obviously, some big games again when you go through. What did you like?
Especially last game, just one of those games where you feel as an offense, you kind of left a lot out there. Never taking anything away from your opponent, but just a few plays, especially big plays, that would have put points on the board that you kind of want back. So looking forward to next game, and hopefully we can connect on those.
How do you keep the receivers all happy? Because we got this three-headed monster, we're calling it here. They're balling out and all that. You've been in that situation as well as a player. How do you keep these guys happy?
I always tell them, hey, if everybody wants the ball, stay on the field. The more plays we get, the longer drives we get, the ball is spread around, and Trevor will find the open guy, right? And that's one thing with having a quarterback like Trevor. He's not just going to lock in on one guy. And if he does, he's not open, he's moving on to the next guy. Second guy isn't open, he can even go back to the third guy. So, our big three are getting a lot of targets if you look at it. So I'm pretty sure they're happy.
Let's single out KSB. Nice start, right? He's got 42, I think, on the year, 4 touchdowns, averaging 15.6. He's impressing the fans, of course, and all of us. But what is he doing maybe that makes you happy that we're not seeing as fans?
He's healthy. He's staying on the field. Right? I think that was his biggest thing throughout his career, right? You see the talent. You see the size, you see the way he moves for his size, you see the speed, but he's healthy. He's been looking good in camp, looks strong, tough guy, takes a lot of hits, even blocks, one of our best blockers too, things that people really don't see in his game. But the main thing for him is he's healthy. He sees the defense good. He's just playing good football right now.
It is going to that, because blocking is so key as a receiver as well. Is there a guy besides KSB maybe that's not getting the notoriety that you're watching and being like, oh, this guy's a dog, like this guy's doing the greasy stuff for us that we need?
Yeah. Him and Sam are a big part in our run game. Maybe not as much this year as we have in the past, but you ask those guys to go down there and block DNs. No problem. They'll do what they have to do. Block linebackers, of course. Get up to DBs. We preach getting up to DBs in the run game and springing those longer runs. But those guys take pride in setting the tone and blocking for our receiver group.
And it's good for coach to say, hey, I just did this a few years ago. Like, I've done this. It's got to be done. Were you doing the jumping up and down when Johnny Johnson almost caught his first one there in the end zone?
I wasn't jumping too much. I think I was reacting off the crowd. Oh, like we're just so close. But definitely one of those ones you want back, especially the time in the game. Just missed it. Like I said, just comes back to being on the same page. And like I said, we hopefully we'll hit those next game.
Rider receiver coach Marquay McDaniel joining us here on the Rough Rider Coaches Show for Steelcraft Doors. Do you ever remember when you were playing a game where you were sitting in the end zone, you were open, and the ball hit the goalpost?
Never. No, never.
Really?
I haven't been in too many games where the ball actually hit the goalpost. I know we had one this past game, and I know he had a big one before. But yeah, being a part, and none that I can think of, but I really don't think I can remember. Bo was my quarterback a lot. I don't remember a time where he, hit the goalpost throwing while I was playing, especially on a touchdown reception or even to one of our other receivers.
Do any of these receivers that you have with the Riders right now remind you of yourself?
No, I think you asked me this question like a couple of years ago. These guys are crazy talented. Like, these guys don't have a lot of weaknesses. The only person I could kind of, say I'm similar to as far as, Sam, as far as, more of a straight down the field guy. I was a quicker guy, but just the stuff around the box. But yeah, not really. I know I said 2024 Stearns was more of my style of, with the route running. But being I'm a little bigger than Stearns. I got to give him that. But I would say Sam is just as far as whatever you need me to do, I'm gonna do it. If I got to go clear out, run a go route, the same type of plays in this offense, I would have to say similar to Sam. But he's a little better than I was.
Super unfortunate for the league. There's no doubt about it. When Bo Levi goes down, your old quarterback, do you message him? Do you shoot him a message, give him a call, and just kind of words of encouragement to get back?
Oh yeah, definitely shot him a message. He hit me right back. Especially with him playing so good, right? Just it's good for me to see him come back from his injury, because I was there coaching when his arm just wasn't right. It just wasn't right. And I'm used to seeing Bo flicker the wrist, ball come off, and it's gone. And you could see that come back last year, but I thought at the beginning of this year, like, his arm looked like the Bo I was used to, and he was playing good football. And it's good for him, and it's just good for the league, So hopefully it is, he comes back faster than what it looked like, and I think it will, but he can't go into too many details with me being a coach. So hopefully we'll see him back this year. I think we will, but I'm not sure.
Okay, I've interviewed Marcus Sales and Alberto Wachi over the last few weeks here. Now, both of those guys tell me that they are really good receivers. Do you ever give them a spin out there and a chance? You ever seen them work?
Now, I heard Albert played in college. He's a lot bigger now, but I will say Sales, if you watch him in like pregame and stuff, you can tell Sales, if you needed somebody to go run a route for you and catch the ball, he might be my first pick at DB. But yeah, I would say I have seen Sales, and he looks pretty good running routes. But Albert, I don't know. He might have put on too many pounds. He might be in that fullback tight end mode, flat routes now. That's about it.
Well, the beauty part about Sales, because when you ask a lot of guys, what's your route? What are you going to run? And most of them are like, go route. I want a go route. And Sales said, I want like a 10-yard dig. I want to go in. And I'm like, oh wow, okay, that's off the charts. Last one, Coach. You're at the office there at the stadium. The X is underway. Are you going to go maybe walk through, grab yourself some fair food? And if you were, what would you go grab? What's the treat that you would treat yourself with?
No, I don't think I'm going to go, because I think last year some of the guys were eating too much junk, might be too greasy for me. But I will say, since I came up to Canada, those mini donuts are hard to walk by. I mean, in the States, carnivals and stuff, it was always like funnel cakes for us.
Yeah.
But those mini donuts are hard to walk by. So I would have to say those mini donuts. But I've been to enough carnivals. So no, I won't be stopping by for any junk.
Coach, go treat yourself to a bucket of mini donuts for the week. You'll burn it off. It's going to be hot in Edmonton. Thanks so much for doing this on a Wednesday. Always appreciate it. Go get him this weekend.
Thanks, I appreciate it.
There he is, Rough Rider receiver coach Marquay McDaniel joining us here on the Coaches Show this Wednesday for Steelcraft Doors in Regina, Saskatoon, and Prince Albert, covering all of Saskatchewan, made in Western Canada for Western Canada Steelcraft Doors. Okay, we'll go to break. We'll come back. Clark Munroe is going to be back. We'll talk some baseball. We'll have the or do you want to go ticker, Colson? Or Clutch Performer? What do you lead the way, Colson? Where do you want us to go? Let's go Clutch Performer. All right, here we go.
The Sportscage Clutch Performer for Keln Solar. Thinking about saving money by using solar power? Keln Solar is a local family company that can put solar panels on your home, business, or farm. KelnSolar.com.
All right, Colson, I don't know if you wanna lead us off with a little clutch here.
I had grabbed one. Just let me go find it. Oh, right. That's what it was. Okay, so we know that this game coming up for the Riders and Elks is a pretty big deal, right?
Yeah.
The rematch.
Rematch.
We also know that Riders had a pretty good stadium capacity, pretty good fill at the stadium there. part of that is the co-op community pass, right? That $20 ticket. Edmonton has a very similar thing.
Ooh.
They have a voucher, $40 for 2 tickets. So good job, Elks. Good job, co-op. $20 a ticket there too. So all I'm saying is clutch job for the Elks and co-op. But we should see a full stadium there. And I already messaged Matty Young. He said he's going to have numbers out either tomorrow or on Friday.
Oh, maybe we can bring Matty on Friday.
So
that's a good one.
Yeah.
Good. I would go, and I didn't send you the video, but I don't know if anyone's been on social media. And it's not him. It's law enforcement and just law enforcement in general. Like these guys work in the EX and girls this week in that heat, dealing with absolute buffoons, and EMS having to do things, and then the carnies having to put up with the buffoons as well. I want to slink in and out tonight for Colin Ray and Billy Dean, have a few pints, maybe some fair food. But the law enforcement on this Tony Romo video, like if no one has seen it, and we don't have it to play, but you can go and find it anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
I get he's trying to be funny in it, and he's doing the sobriety test, and good job on the police officers, and it was a female officer that's leading it, and he's always kind of joking / disrespectful, and then it's like, oh, and then they release it. I'm like, thanks. Did you see it, Clark?
You know what? I saw it posted multiple times, but I didn't watch it all the way through yet, so I'm gonna have to do that now on the way home.
Like I think he almost thinks like he might get out of it, and then they're like, okay, turn around, you're under arrest, right. And then it might hit him there. It's like, well, I don't care how many whiskeys or whatever he had. And there's something about shooters in his vehicle too, and yeah.
No, I haven't seen it. I'll watch it when I get out of here though, for sure. Yeah.
Clutch Performer is for Keln Solar in Lumsden, Saskatchewan, family-run business. Be like Jeff in Val-Marie. If you got a livestock operation, call them. They can help you out. Keln Solar, Lumsden, Saskatchewan, family-run business. Okay, we'll go to break. We'll come back. We'll talk more baseball. It's a Sports Cage on the home of local sports in Saskatchewan, 620 CKRM.
The Country Music Rewind with Colin Lovequist.
We're unlocking the vault and rolling back the calendar to the week of August 2nd, 2003. We've got an incredible lineup of global megastars, massive homegrown Canadian talent, and we're going to count them down.
The Country Music Rewind with Colin Lovequist. Brought to you by Crawford's No Frills. Saturday afternoons at 4 and Sunday afternoons at 1 on Country's Greatest Hits, 620 CKRM.
Get it hot, get it fast, Western Pizza.
Pizza is like spending quality time with your significant other. When it's hot, it's awesome. When it's cold, it's awesome. And it's even better when it's Western Pizza. Unlike fast food, you can warm the leftovers up at work the next day and not stink out the lunchroom, like Dolores and her fish. Or go for a walk at lunch and eat it cold. The world is your oyster. But this time, your oyster is delicious Western Pizza.
And get it hot, get it fast, Western Pizza.
What would better pasture mean for your operation? More forage, healthier cattle, stronger land. True Range from Enview controls broadleaf weeds and encroaching brush for up to 24 months. That means your native grasses can thrive again with no grazing restrictions. Simple, long-lasting pasture management that actually pays off. Ask your local ag retailer or Enview representative about True Range today or visit ca.envu.com. Bring your land back into balance with True Range from Enview. Summer in Saskatchewan means camping, fishing, range days, and getting outdoors. And before you head out, gear up at Cash Tactical. From top-branded gear and outdoor essentials to optics, accessories, apparel, and more. Cash Tactical has what you need for your next adventure. Whether you're hitting the backcountry or just enjoying a prairie summer, shop local with Regina's trusted tactical and outdoor outfitter. Locally owned, friendly service, and quality gear. Right here in Regina.
Visit cashtactical.ca or stop by the store at 2176 7th Ave.
Cash Tactical, ready for wherever summer takes you.
Out here in southern Saskatchewan, the sun shows up for work every day. Might as well make it earn its keep. That's where Keln Solar comes in. These folks travel all over the province helping people put solar on their homes, farms, and cabins. They're local guys, Sask-born, Sask-raised, and not going anywhere. Except, to your place. Now's the time to start planning for spring and summer 2026 bookings. Give Keln Solar a call and they'll come show you your best options. Keln Solar. They move the power so you don't have to. KelnSolar.com.
It's time for the Sports Ticker, brought to you by Extreme Hockey and Sport, 1425 McIntyre Street, the Cooperator Center, Moose Jaw Temple Garden Center, and online at extremehockey.net.
Riders are back on the practice field today, and Sam Emelis did not participate in practice. Coach Mace on Emelis not there.
No, I think we're pretty hopeful. We should see him out here tomorrow.
Okay. That sounds all right. Ryder Varga was full again. Maybe he plays. AJ Ouellette's week to week. Roland Milligan Jr. was limited. And Zach Fry's week to week as well did not participate. Baseball, the Toronto Blue Jays beat Washington in a Hawaiian breakfast special today. Locally, the Regina Red Sox are now in a playoff spot. They are in Sylvan Lake at that beautiful facility there this evening. Up in Saskatoon at Cairns Field. Beautiful in its own right, close to Vern's Pizza. Medicine Hat is in town. Swift Current is in Weyburn. Sportscage.com poll has CFL replay video review made the game worse or better? Vote at sportscage.com. It's for Extreme Hockey. It's back to hockey time. Best trained staff, top brands, trusted performance, gear for every level and every budget. Expert advice you can trust, community focused, under new management. Extreme Hockey and Sport, McIntyre Street in Regina, the Cooperator Center, and Temple Garden Center in Moose Jaw. Don't forget about that. If you need gear out in the Moose Jaw area, they are open there. Clark Munroe back with me today. And okay, first off, can we go back to our Where Do You Land Wednesday, some of our obscure lyrics? Yeah. Because I'm jacked for Colin Ray and Billy Dean tonight. Taking me back, old CMT days. Let's go. The Corsica with the 6x9s. And it started with, I've always thought, and if you're just tuning in, you haven't heard this yet, Colin Ray's Little Rock and the lyric selling VCRs in Arkansas at a Walmart. That's my Mount Rush. That's one of my Mount Rushmores. Then he's also got That's My Story, and I'm sticking to it, where he's kind of ticked off the wife, and he sings, you don't expect me to believe all that static, because just last week I threw that hammock in the attic.
Yeah.
They don't write it like that anymore, right?
No, it doesn't. Yeah,
it doesn't come
well,
up.
the VCRs don't exist anymore, so they can't.
I wonder if he'll change that tonight.
Maybe,
because Kenny Chesney has got a song where he's
retcon his own lyrics.
He talks about the beeper, and then he stops, and then he says beeper. What year is this? So right. I wonder if Colin will get creative. And then it was one of our listeners. It was actually Sammy Kershaw, but this is another great 90s country one. He rebuilds engines, and his name is Earl. He's the Charlie Daniels of the Torque Wrench.
Okay. I think country's in its own category for these kinds of lyrics. Am I wrong in saying that?
Maybe.
Isn't there a new Luke Bryan song out where he just says a bunch of buzzwords for the whole chorus? Where it's just like beer, jeans, trucks.
Possibly.
Isn't that his whole song? So I don't know. I feel like country music is in its own category for this debate.
Lawrence messaged in up in Saskatoon. He goes with another great 90s kind of, I think it's 90s. Yeah, Shenandoah. Riding down the road in my pickup truck. You better be ready because I'm picking you up.
Oh, that's just a good line. I don't know about that. That's not obscure. That's just really good.
And then I had another. Our champagne and caviar is an RC Cola and a moon pie.
Ooh, okay.
Is that Colin Ray or Sammy Kershaw? I'll have to search.
Again, country though, right? Like I feel like it's just got a little bit different mindset.
Oh, 90s CMT. Yeah. Oh, Susie Bogus, how you doing?
Yeah.
Man, there was some old Toby Keith, bad Sal, rest in peace. But such good, just banger after banger. Then you throw in the odds George Strait to take it back. Billy Dean, man, he sings Billy the Kid.
Yeah.
We just disagree. So many coming up tonight. I can't
You're
wait.
so excited for that.
Oh, I am. Man, 90s country.
You are.
You
should be.
Here's the wildest thing. Blackhawk. They played Plentywood. They played the casino. Mandolin. So a guy stops me at the golf course the other day. He said, did you hear that Blackhawk played a concert in Isla Crosse? And I said, get out of here. Like Isla Crosse. And if people don't know where Isla Crosse, I'm trying to look how far north it is. And I said, that can't be right. Sure enough, I looked it up. And they got all the way up. Is that a fly-in only job to bring in?
Yeah. Considering I'm not even sure where you mean. I'm sure
you don't know?
is. I don't know.
No, you can drive there.
Okay.
Actually, I should know this because Buffalo Narrows.
Okay.
And I spent some time I went through this in Pachinak years ago, which is north of Beauville and somewhat close to Isla Crosse. So, yeah, big Blackhawk country
there you go.
Up there.
That would have been a good show.
Baseball.
Yeah.
Toronto Blue Jays.
Yeah.
Are they going to be selling?
I think at this point they have to. I feel like there's too many teams this year that are kind of in a buyer mentality. And as much as the fan in me wants them to get to the playoffs again, I think there might even be an avenue this year where they could sell off a couple guys and still remain in the hunt. Like
really?
I don't think selling in the way that the AL is this year, the American League is this year. I don't think selling means you have to tank. I think selling means you could get creative. Maybe a few moves out, maybe a move or two in, and all of a sudden you got a spark in your locker room, and it's a whole different clubhouse, I should say. It's a baseball term. I was having a good conversation about that debate the other day, clubhouse versus locker room. But you could get a spark in your clubhouse, and all of a sudden you're putting some wins together. So I think selling, much like they did a couple years ago, 2024, where they moved out a couple of expiring contracts. They brought in a couple of pieces that are now on the team. Brandon Valenzuela being one of them, for example. Piñongo being one of them, for example. So I think you could get creative with it and still remain competitive and see what happens.
Okay, I got a baseball guy here. So I'm going to ask you. We're going to bring in Sprinkle of the Day for Sports Select, sportselect.com, where you can make your picks online and go under futures. Because you can place future bets, and like if you're a wrestling fan, because SummerSlam's coming up this weekend, or you can go and I can't believe it, because you kind of think wrestling is staged, possibly.
Wow.
But you can go and bet on it. Okay, I want to ask, let's go to Major League Baseball. While we got a pro here in Clark. Where is it? You got it? Okay, let's go. Nothing's on the board. American League pennant winner. You just passed it.
We're just watching. There's a TV in this studio, and I'm watching the Rays. And I think if they can get the right pieces at this trade deadline, I like the chances of the Rays getting in there. They need a big bat. I think they're very top heavy with their offense right now, but they're so dangerous all across the board. So if they could get maybe a big pitcher like a Tarek Skubal, for example,
from
Detroit, it might be tough because I think by the sounds of it, the prices and the chase for him is going to be crazy. And the Rays just don't typically do that kind of thing. But if they can get a good arm, like a Kevin Gausman, for example, from the Jays, and a big bat that it could maybe balance out their lineup a bit more offensively, I really like the chances that the Rays have of just being that team. They do this every 5 years, right? This could be their year to do it again. So I like the Rays a lot. But I mean, yeah, the AL is so weird this year where. If you look outside of the AL East and you look at the standings, the AL Central is full of 500 teams. The AL West is full of 500 teams. So to me, the winner's coming out of the East this year, whatever that means. The Red Sox are crazy hot lately. So like, could they be that like Cinderella team? Maybe the Yankees. We'll see what they do.
Some good value there.
Yeah.
But let's go to Colson. If you go down World Series and the Dodgers and who knows? The Dodgers might be buying as well. But World Series winner, Dodgers aside, they're 255 under futures at sportselect.com. Then it's New York at 575, Milwaukee 870. Like when you look at this, is there any value there?
I like Atlanta.
Okay.
And I think if you can get in on them now, I'm just looking at the odds here. I feel like their odds are going to get, well, depending on how you look at it, their odds are going to get better because I feel like they're going to add at the deadline.
And they can take out the Dodgers in the NL. Yeah,
they need maybe another pitcher and some health. I think they've been dealing with health issues, but they are a team that has all the pieces you need. So it's just a matter of getting to the dance, and then I think they're a team that could do it. But I think they're going to make a move or two.
Blue Jays are 71-1 to win the World Series.
I wouldn't even put a couple bucks on that right now.
No,
I don't think.
Not even a 2.
I would love to, but I can't.
Take it to the X. Get a fiddlestick.
Yeah, exactly.
Instead,
grab a beaver tail or something.
Speaking of the Braves, man, you're a baseball guy. Carter Beck, first round, Cardiff, Saskatchewan, like
Great
that.
segue.
It's got to make you just like so happy as a baseball guy.
Yeah, so I coached his younger brother, Corbin, who's a shout out to Corbin. I hope you're watching, Corbin. One of the Becks are probably watching. But yeah, no, Corbin's a great kid, and he always told me about his older brother and how much he looked up to him. And Corbin got to like be a bat boy for the Saskatoon Berries while Carter was playing there, and and the family itself. It's one of those small town families that they basically put their lives on hold to run the community sports there, and they did a lot of baseball stuff in the winter, the Beck family. So it's just like a feel-good story all around. Like, yeah, Carter's great, and he's a great kid. He's a great player. He deserves it. But all the stuff that went on, it's one of those, like, he's, thank your parents, thank all the people in the community kinds of things to get where he got. So it's just such a cool story, and it's so much deeper than him just being a fantastic kid and a fantastic ball player.
I love it that he was a weapon at hockey, too.
Oh, dude, yeah.
And then COVID, he kind of like, I'm going to go do this.
I'll go baseball. Yeah, it's easier to train for baseball.
That's great. Any shout-outs for any of the local teams provincial-wise? Because I know you're in tune there.
Yeah, well, we were just talking about the clutch performer, and I just wanted to give a shout-out to, really quickly, to all of the kids who just finished off their 18 and under AAA careers. Because, that it feels like it wasn't that long ago that was me, winning provincials in my final year of 18U. Shout out to us.
Who was that?
The Regina Mets in 2009. We had a powerhouse of a team. But I coached a lot of these kids now as they were, 12, 13, 14, 15 years old, because I'm a baseball instructor in my spare time here and there. And now I got to see a couple of them making, pretty big impacts in the provincial championships over the last weekend. But Saskatoon ended up winning it, and there's a ton of kids from the Team Sask program on that roster. So just a shout out to all of them, all the Regina kids that just graduating. They're graduating their final years of the 18U programs, and everybody who's moving on to their second or third year now. Keep working hard, and let's get Regina a championship.
Clark, it's always a pleasure when you stop in and
Thank you,
and give us some baseball knowledge, especially. So thanks for hopping in. All right, time to talk to Crofty. Here we go. Joining us on the line, Dan Croft, Croft Electric. You like the Where Do You Land Wednesday today, Crofty? I know you're a 90s country guy.
I do. I think I sent you a text. Pretty much the whole song, Boy Named Sue, has some great lines in it, for sure.
Yeah. Jeff just texted in this one. We know this one, Crofty. Lazy yellow moon coming up tonight, shining through the trees. Crickets are singing, and the lightning bugs are floating on the breeze. Baby, get ready.
Little fishing in the dark.
Oh, beauty. Hey, speaking of lights, you can keep those on. Croft Electric, right? Preferred program. People need to get in on that.
100%. It's with this sweltering heat, it's been testing some people's electrical systems for sure. Get us out there. Let us do that 24-point inspection as part of the preferred customer program. Get ahead of some of these problems. Let's find these weak points before they cause problems. And as well, get that priority booking in, because things are starting to pick up. Things are getting busy. The fall is going to be a busy time, I think, in the construction industry, in the electrical engineering in Regina and Saskatchewan. So if we can get your project on the books now, get your material ordered, get a little bit of a wedge in the calendar for you, whatever it is, whether it's at your house, your cabin, your business, whatever, make sure we got room for you.
CroftElectric.com. Love the website, but also follow you guys on the socials.
For sure. Yeah, to check out our Tip Tuesdays on there and our Friday Funnies. Our social team does a great job of adding a little levity to the construction world, for sure.
How do they? And then they can always call you, Crofty?
Oh, that's the best way to get a hold of us. In that 7:30 to 5 kind of range at 306-586-1333. But if this time of day, go on the website, like you said, check out that Contact Us button. There's also a button right on there to join the preferred customer program. So get a hold of us. Let us help you out.
All right, Crofty. Thanks so much. We'll chat with you on Friday.
Sounds great. Have a good show.
There we go. Dan Croft, croftelectric.com. We're up against the clock. We got news coming up in hour 3. Scott MacAulay from the Regina Thunder will be back after the news.
This is 620 CKRM Regina, the voice of Saskatchewan, a Harvard media station. Streaming everywhere at 620CKRM.com.
News is brought to you by Echo Sound in Fort Capel. Stay connected with a new cell phone from Echo Sound, your SaskTel authorized dealer. Call 306-332-6711.
The news is brought to you by Crestview Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, home of Saskatchewan's biggest selection of Ram trucks and Jeeps. CrestviewChrysler.ca.
Come on. What happened? Broken strings again.
That's the third one this...
Maybe the beach doesn't like your solos, man.
Hey, man, while you're changing that up, we're going to head to Echo Sound, your SaskTel authorized dealer.
Get connected with SaskTel Internet, Max Stream TV, and the latest cell phones. Laptops are in stock at great prices, and once they're gone, prices are going up. So now's the time to buy. Echo Sound, your SaskTel authorized dealer in Fort Capel. EchoSound.ca.
And now your summer savings report for Crestview Chrysler in Regina. Current conditions include no-charge diesels on select Ram trucks, kicking off a powerful month of savings here in Regina, and adventure seekers can get into a brand new Jeep Cherokee with payment starting at just $279 bi-weekly plus tax. Forecast models are calling for heavy discounts, low finance rates, and serious trade values, all expected to continue throughout the entire month. This has been your summer savings report for Crestview Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Regina.
Weather for next-gen coatings, spray coatings for truck bed liners, rocker panels, and more. Same company, new name, 1865 McCarra Street, Regina. And Kevin's Marine. Make the most of summer with a boat or pontoon from Kevin's Marine in Fort Capel. kevinsmarine.com.
15 tomorrow, sunny and a high of 29. Tomorrow night, clear, low down to 16. Friday, mostly sunny, high of 30. Saturday, sunshine, high of 33. Sunday, mostly sunny and a high of 30. Right now, downtown Regina, a few clouds, mostly sunny though. 27, it feels like 33.
For over 40 years, you've known them as Regina's trusted vehicle protection specialists. Now they're introducing the next gen of coatings. New name, new level of protection. They're now Next Gen Coatings. 3 generations of their family have served your family, and that hasn't changed. Same owners, same commitment, ready for the next gen of truck beds, rocker panels, trailers, bumpers, and running boards. The company hasn't changed, just the name. Next Gen Coatings. 1865 McCarra Street. The next gen starts now.
At Kevin's Marine, the lineup is stacked and ready. Legendary Lund boats built for serious fishing and non-stop family fun. Stretch out, crank the tunes, and cruise in style on a brand new pontoon from Bentley or Crest. Or drop the throttle and make waves in a 4-wind sport boat. All powered by trusted Mercury 4-stroke motors. Right now, manufacturer rebates, dealer discounts, and low payment financing. Make decking easy with Shoremaster aluminum docks and lifts. Visit Kevin's Marine in Fort Capel or kevinsmarine.com.
Broadcasting from Century Studios in downtown Regina, Harvard Media presents The Sports Cage, where Saskatchewan comes to talk local sports. Brought to you by Regina Motor Products. RMP summer offer on now until August 31st. Receive a $25 SO gift card with purchase of a vehicle health check and oil change package. Visit RMP today. Be part of the show. Call 1-866-767-0620 or text 306-936-6262. The Sports Cage. Streaming at sportscage.com, our YouTube channel, and on the radio at 620 CKRM.
Welcome back to the Sports Cage on this Wednesday for Regina Motor Products, where you can get yourself a $25 SO gift card. That'll help out. All you need is a vehicle health check or oil change package. Visit RMP today. Coulson is with me. If you miss any of the show, you can go back and listen to it in podcast form for Freeze Tallman Lumber in Regina and Fort Capel. Delivery available. More than a lumber yard. We've had a great run so far. Scott Schultz was in. We heard from Marcus Sales. Excuse me, in hour number 1. Hour number 2, Clark Munroe was in. The Coaches Show with Marquay McDaniel. We're going to hear from Scott Schultz again here in hour 3, and still to come, Regina Thunder head coach Scott MacAulay will be joining us. Coming up on Friday, it's our first edition of the Taco Time Hot Take. We're giving a chance to win a $50 gift card to Taco Time with the Taco Time Hot Take. Simply call or text the Sports Cage. Your odds are better if you call in, and we're going to pick the hot take for the game coming up Saturday, and you get a $50 gift card to Taco Time. Always good. It's always a great time here. And then don't forget, until tomorrow at 10 p.m., Riders5050.ca, early bird prize, Blue Jay weekend for 2. You got flights from Saskatchewan to Toronto, 2 nights at a downtown hotel near Rogers Centre, and 2 tickets to a Blue Jay game. Or you can take $3,600 cash, Riders5050.ca. Our Where Do You Land Wednesday, obscure music lyrics, with Billy Dean and Colin Ray playing tonight at the exhibition to open it up. Some great 90s country. We've had a few good ones come in on the Johnny Cash. Johnny Cash had a lot of good lyrics. I walk the line. I keep a close watch on this heart of mine. I keep my eyes wide open all the time. I keep the ends out for the tie that binds, because you're mine. I walk the line. That was from Craig in Watrous. Schultz also liked Johnny Cash on his. He was Folsom Prison Blues, because mine are Colin Ray, who plays tonight with Little Rock, selling VCRs in Arkansas at all Walmart. I think I'm on a roll here in Little Rock. I used to say, I think I'm on a roll here in Pachinak. I used to spend 3 weeks one summer up north in Pachinak. That was another good one. Oh, it's going to be good tonight. Sammy Kershaw's got a bunch. 936-6262, Prairieland Rentals text line. What's an obscure music lyric that you got in your brain that we can get out there? Riders today at practice. Daniel Johnson is... it was the focus. Dave Thomas had a chance to talk to him, but Coach Mace on Daniel Johnson and Eric Johnson taking reps at left guard.
We rolled a few things throughout the week, the first 2 days to see. Yesterday we looked a little bit different as well, so we'll review the tape today, and then we'll make a decision. No matter who we end up going with, or guys who've been around, and that room's so tight, man. There's multiple different combinations of how we can move the offensive line to go out and make sure we got our best 5 out there. So, like I said, after today's practice, we'll look at it, and we'll make a decision.
Coach Mace also on the growth of Daniel Johnson.
Man, he's an aggressive player. I think everything that you saw about the guy prior to coming here, he just validated all that stuff that you see. So, true pro, he understands what it means. He's been taking his time, learning stuff on the fly, trying to pick up as much stuff as he can in the event that he'll get an opportunity to play.
Yes, that wasn't the right one. Here is Coach Mace on the growth of Daniel Johnson.
He's not wet behind the ears anymore. He's been able to play tackle for us. He's been able to play the XO. He's been able to play guard for us. So he's intelligent. He's got great feet. When he's been able to play, he's played at a high level. And it's been, a steady trajectory for him in doing so. So Love the path that he's on. Sky's the limit for that kid.
Really interested to see, and I know some of you texted in yesterday, guys like Benny that are going to the game in Edmonton. The crowd, I think it will be the largest crowd of the year in Edmonton for the rematch Saturday night. I think it'll be a doozy. Colson talked about in his Clutch Performer. They got $20 tickets. They got $20 tickets up in Edmonton as well. Let's stay with the Rider chat with Daniel Johnson as Dave Thomas sat down with him a little one-on-one.
Daniel Johnson, in the absence of Zach Fry this week, you've been taking a lot of reps at the left guard spot. What would it mean to you to get the start this week?
Man, it's always next man up, and having a brother down kind of sucks, but the aim is to win every week, you know what I mean? And the coaches are counting on you. You got to be counted on. So I'm excited. I'm excited for the opportunity, excited for the challenge, excited to play them again, you know what I mean? So it means everything, of course. Like, these guys are my brothers. I would do anything for them, you know what I mean? So being able to go out there and perform for them, it means everything.
Now, throughout this season and really your career, you've shown your versatility, whether it's tackle, whether it's guard, whether it's coming in a tight end role. What does being versatile mean to you? Being
able to play multiple positions was my thing. It's just like you can't be a one-trick pony. You know what I mean? You got to be able to play all positions. And as an offensive lineman, we have 5 guys on the field. So being able to play all positions is something important. You know what I mean? So that was my focus going on. Is all technique, just trying to build on last year and trying to be better.
So when it comes to that versatility, is it harder mentally or physically?
Probably more mentally. It's a lot of different rules in each position. So being able to communicate to anybody, either as a receiver, your guard, your tackle, your center. So it's awesome. It's awesome. It's a challenge. Like, you always got to learn, and football is always a learning sport. So and I love learning. So that's the big thing with me, is being able to learn and understand the game, understand more positions, understand the offense. So it's been awesome.
Now, also, you've had the misfortune of being dinged up at times through your career. What does it mean to finally be healthy?
My off seasons are a lot longer now, so I don't have to deal with school. So it's all about getting healthy, getting back, and making sure my body is where I want it to be every single day, and being able to train hard and stay on the field. That's the main thing about playing, is staying on the field. You guys know it's a physical sport, so stay on the field, being healthy is most important. So every day you gotta stack days. You gotta make sure you're not blinking with anything. Like, you can feel good one day and then skip on treatment, and then it hurts the next day. You know what I mean? So being consistent is a big thing.
Dan Clark is soon going to be inducted into the Plaza of Honor this season, and he talked about how George Cortez approached him and told him that, hey, you're going to be a tight end on our offense this year, and all you got to do is check in. And he said that opportunity really launched him into where he ended up at center starting, and eventually a Plaza of Honor career. Tell me about the opportunity that doing that role presents to a young football player.
Again, it's awesome to be able to be part of the offense and be trusted in with our team and our coaches. So it's awesome. It's awesome just being able to get out there and play for your boys, play for your brothers. You know what I mean?
I don't want to bring this up, but remembering to check in obviously is key. The Riders have been penalized twice this year for it.
It's crazy. So sometimes it just is what it is. You really got to go touch the ref and make sure they're talking to you. So it's pretty funny. So I make sure I'm screaming his name and getting after him. Like, I'm putting my hands on him, trying to make sure shake him a little, trying to make sure we make eye contact. It's funny. He got a white hat. We started wearing, I don't know where it is, but he got a white hat that says report for DJ, which is funny. So one coach is wearing a white hat every practice, so I just got to go there, report. Yeah, it's funny. It's fun.
Will be interesting, the ins and outs and what changes this Saturday in this cat and mouse game, the return game, as the Riders go into Edmonton. Again, if you're going to the game, let us know, 936-6262 on the Prairie Land Rentals text line. We're going to keep the football talk going. We'll go to break. We're going to come back. We're going to talk to head coach of the Regina Thunder, Scott MacAulay. It's Sportscage on the home of local sports in Saskatchewan, streaming through our YouTube channel at sportscage.com.
Winter in Saskatchewan tests everything, our patience, vehicles, and sometimes our bumpers. From icy parking lot dings to serious highway mishaps, choosing local matters. At Regina Motor Products Collision Center, we're Saskatchewan owned, run, and we drive these roads too. An SGI accredited full-service collision center working on all makes and models. Submit your SGI claim and book your appraisal. It's easy. When you need repairs you can trust, it's neighbors helping neighbors. Regina Motor Products Collision Center, south at Highways 1 and 6 Albert Street, rmpchevrolet.com.
The Roughriders season is here, and the biggest 50-50 in Saskatchewan is back. Last year's 50-50 raised over $3.3 million for amateur football in Saskatchewan, and we couldn't do it without you. Thank you, Rider Nation. This year, we have bigger loyalty and early bird prizes than ever before, not to mention those life-changing 50-50 jackpots. See all of the prizes and buy your tickets today at riders5050.ca, and never miss a chance to win when you sign up for the 50-50 Club.
Riders 50-50 is presented by ISC.
Lottery license LR260010.
Why test for asbestos? Because before 1990, asbestos was commonly used in more than 3,000 building materials and other products. Because when asbestos fibers become airborne, they get into the lungs and cause severe damage over time. Because asbestos exposure is the #1 cause of work-related deaths in Saskatchewan. Built before 1990? Test for asbestos. Start at worksafesask.ca.
Welcome back to Sportscage. Missed any part of the show? Check out the podcast powered by Freeze Tolman at 620ckrm.com and sportscage.com.
Western Pizza guest hotline. Western Pizza, perfect pizza, generous amount of toppings, plus all the Greek food you just can't make at home. Visit your local Western Pizza. Joining us, head coach of the Regina Thunder, Scott MacAulay, back another season. How has it been? I guess the nights are getting cool, but it is hot, Scott. You got to keep guys hydrated out there.
Yeah, no, it's been super hot. The players are well taken care of. We have Jake Flair, who's our water boy. He's running around making sure that they have all their water bottles filled up, and there's a water station. But it's more so the coaches are the ones that I'm most worried about all the time.
Tarps off for the coaches?
No, we wish we're not the ones with the best bodies, so maybe a few players will in between drills, but coaches normally are gone.
You're doing the friendly thing, the exhibition thing in Brandon again. Obviously, that's worked well that you're doing it again this year.
Yeah, no, we always want to make sure that we have some sort of exhibition game, and right now going to Brandon, playing against Winnipeg, there seems to be the most cost-efficient way to do it. And, this year we got quite a few young players, but, we wanted to make sure that we were able to have this game.
Let's talk about who you see at quarterback. I heard you got a youngster in there, second-year kid?
Yeah, I guess the secret's out. It's not can't hide it anymore. But, we made a couple of changes during the offseason. One of them is to go with James Solanka as our #1 quarterback. He's very athletic. He's very driven. And then also we have another guy, it's kind of like 1A, 1B, but the other guy is Eric Carew, and he's a real tall kid, probably 6'4", and strong arm. You're very smart, able to read the play and stuff as well. So we have a good 1-2 punch, but I'm excited to see what they have to bring to the table.
You've been around this game for a long time. Obviously, you must see that they're capable to play in the league, even as young second years.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Well, until you actually get out there and see the live bullets and stuff, it's always you're always kind of a little bit worried. But I think being around for a while, you definitely have an idea of if the guy has the mentality to be able to play and take over the team and lead them in the direction that we want them to. And I think both those guys can do it. And, Jane especially, he's such a great athlete and, very driven to play good, solid football and have guys follow him. That I think he'll be a great addition.
What do you got on the O-line? Younger O-line this year?
Yeah, we, what we did the last couple of years is we brought in a couple of Americans and brought maybe some other guys from youth sports. And to be honest, we kind of have a couple gaps there with guys in year that would be in year 5 and 4 now. And what we wanted to do is we wanted to give our guys that were younger, a couple of years to grow and get a little bit stronger. And now a lot of those guys are in year 3, and it's time for them to play. We did bring a kid from Brazil, which, Brazilian football, they're working hard to improve it and stuff, but it has never been really the best football. But this guy looks super athletic and seems super aggressive on his film. And we brought him up here, and everything's true. Like everything we saw in film is what he's doing on the field, and we're expecting him to be part of the top 6.
How does that come to fruition? Like, what does he contact you? You contact him? Someone? There's a middleman there. How does that happen?
Yeah, like it's just weird. That's it. There's this guy in Montreal. His name's Glad Charmant, and so the bottom line is that I don't even know how we became friends, but we became friends, and I actually brought a couple kids in from Montreal a couple of years ago, and I just kept on Instagram, and next thing I know, he just reposted like a highlight reel of this kid from one of his buddies that he met at the World Cup for football. And this guy was the head coach of the Brazilian national team. So I just saw this. I'm like, who is this guy? How old is he? And that's how it started. And he introduced me to the coach, and coach seemed like a great guy and told me all about the kid. And I met with the kid and his young man, and his English one was pretty darn good, and seemed like a great guy. And so at the end of the day, like it's going to work out well for us. He's very athletic. He's strong. He's mean. He understands the game. So that's great. But even if it didn't, you kind of create a bit of that exchange program. Maybe some of our kids can go down to Brazil and play for a little while and experience the world. So, Coach can go down in the off season. Yeah.
Well, that's what. Where's he living? Is he living with another player, like a billet kind of thing?
Like we every year we rent out a couple houses.
Okay.
And we'll rent out to certain guys and put them up in the house and stuff. So right now he's living in a house with 2 other players upstairs, and then in the basement we have a few players that are living in the basement as well.
What do we got on the defensive side of the ball for the Thunder this year? How's that looking?
Wow, we're feeling pretty confident. Gonna have to get after him after last night's practice, but our D line is like loaded. Like I think that's our strength of our team, and we have a lot of guys that are in their 4th and 5th year, and they're big and they're strong, and they've been playing the league for a while. And we think we have like 6 or 7 guys that can easily rotate and be the guy. And then defensive back, like we pretty much have everybody. Like several of our starters like returning and stuff, and so we expect our defensive backs to be veteran laced and also flying around. And then at linebacker, we lost 2 guys on the inside, but we've had. We have 4 guys in camp right now that, again, are competing for that spot. And, again, you got guys that in year 1, year 2 are learning now. They're year 3. It's time for them to step up, and they truly have during this off season. And I think the one thing that's going with the defense is that there's so many veterans back that you're sort of like taking off where you were last year and moving forward, right? They understand the defense. They know sort of like what the concepts are. And so now you can kind of drill it down even more, and you can use them to sort of, coach up the young guys all the time as well.
You might have the most, electrifying running back in the country, junior football, and Peter Borsch. A lot of things expected of him. I'm sure there's a little bit of pressure from himself as well. How tough of a job is it for you as coaches to kind of keep him even keel, to be like, hey, you don't gotta pressure this whole thing yourself, because there will be a lot of focus on him.
Yeah, I think so. Like he's a pretty humble person to begin with. And, even though he's able to practice with the Riders, he's bringing a lot of stuff that they do back to us. And when he's on the field, he's out there kind of like that extra coach, So in regards to like kind of keeping him grounded and stuff, it's been fairly easy. And, the other thing is that we also have like 2 other backs that are extremely good as well. So we just brought a kid named Owen Istis in. He's from Weyburn originally, that went to Mount Ellison. And so he's back with us, and we're expecting him to get, probably his fair share of carries and stuff as well. And I think, at the end of the year, you're going to be talking about 2 guys for sure, guaranteed, that are carrying the rock for the Regina Thunder. So we hope to be set up that we're going to put them all in good situations to be successful and let them both feed off each other. And I think they'll do that and try to keep both healthy, going into the end of the year.
Expectations always to win it?
100%. Like, we did graduate, quite a few guys, and I think championship caliber type of teams will graduate a bunch of guys each year. Like, you look at the Oil Tops, they've always been very successful and stuff, but they're always graduating 15 to 20 guys every year. And, we lost a lot of guys to graduation, and we made some changes during the off season to just change up the culture and make sure that kind of like what we want to do as we move forward is going in the right direction. And, the guys are really rising to the occasion. We're young, but I think by week 4 or 5, we're going to be where we exactly need to be. And, at the beginning of the year, we're going to take some lumps and we're going to have to learn from those lumps. But again, I feel like we have a very athletic team, and it's not going to come down to them not knowing what their assignments are. It's just going to be learning about the flow of the game and stuff. And the very athletics are going to be able to pick it up pretty quick.
That's awesome. Well, that's where the exhibition game this weekend obviously comes in and helps. Coach, thanks so much for doing this. You got to get out there, stay hydrated, right? She's a scorcher. Appreciate you doing this, and have a good one this weekend.
All right, thank you very much.
There he is, head coach of the Regina Thunder on the Western Pizza guest hotline, Scott MacAulay. They got a little friendly with Winnipeg coming up in Brandon this weekend. We'll take a break. It's the Sports Cage, the home of local sports, streaming through our YouTube channel at sportscage.com.
If you've got a Steelcraft garage door, you've got a door with parts manufactured and assembled right here in Canada. A door with better insulation and seal, plus a warranty you're probably never going to use. Combined with a LiftMaster opener, it's the right choice. And if you don't have a Steelcraft garage door, you should get one. And a LiftMaster opener. 100% made by Canadians for Canadians. Steady, tariff-free pricing and great quality, no matter what.
Steelcraft door, Steelcraft door, Steelcraft door. We offer more.
The Roughriders season is here, and the biggest 50-50 in Saskatchewan is back. Last year's 50-50 raised over $3.3 million for amateur football in Saskatchewan, and we couldn't do it without you. Thank you, Rider Nation. This year, we have bigger loyalty and early bird prizes than ever before, not to mention those life-changing 50-50 jackpots. See all of the prizes and buy your tickets today at riders5050.ca, and never miss a chance to win when you sign up for the 50-50 Club.
Riders 50-50 is presented by ISC.
Lottery license LR260010.
A potluck in summer? Heck no! I'm not cooking for 30 in my sweltering kitchen. I'm bringing Western Pizza. That's the very definition of working smarter, not harder. Be the potluck hero and roll up with fresh za as your coworkers try to figure out which homemade dish gets the one spoon from the office kitchen. Or as Auntie Janet tries to shoo away the flies attacking her egg salad sandwiches, baking in the sun. Nope, it's Western Pizza for the potluck win. Dine in or take out today.
And get it hot and get it fast. Western Pizza.
Text CKRM 306-936-6262. Powered by Prairie Land Rentals. From power tools to skid steers, they probably have what you need for your job. 600 Albert Street, where you deal with the owner. It's time for the Sports Ticker. Brought to you by Steelcraft Doors Regina. Made in Western Canada for Western Canadians.
Not at Rough Rider practice today or on the practice field. Sam Emelis did not participate. Coach May says it's all good. He expects him back tomorrow. Zach Fry's week to week. Nelson Lacombe was full. We had limited participation from Roland Milligan Jr. and AJ Ouellette week to week did not participate. Blue Jays won this afternoon, finishing off that series in Washington. In the Western Canadian Baseball League, the Red Sox are in Sylvan Lake tonight. Big game. They need points to stay in the playoffs. Medicine Hats in Saskatoon. Swift Current trying to claw into the playoffs are in Weyburn. Sportscage.com poll is CFL replay video review made the game better or worse? You can vote at sportscage.com. For Regina Steelcraft Doors, made in Western Canada for Western Canada. Also locations in Saskatoon and Prince Albert, covering all of Saskatchewan. Where do you land Wednesday? Had some fun if you're just tuning in today. You know, I like talking my music on the show. It's obscure music lyrics or just music lyrics that you love. And I go 90s country with Colin Ray and Billy Dean playing tonight at the X. Absolutely love it. I started it with Colin Ray's Little Rock, where he says, selling VCRs in Arkansas at a Walmart. And then you can double up with that's my story from Colin Ray. You don't expect me to believe all that static because just last week I threw that hammock in the attic. That's gold. That's musical gold. So Prairieland Rentals text line, 600 Albert Street. You get to deal with the owner, Chris. He says, it's not so much original lyrics, but when they play Dixieland Delight by Alabama at an Alabama Crimson Tide football game, the crowd sings along with their own lyrics. Chris, I went to a game 2 years ago, the Georgia-Alabama shootout on that Saturday evening. That is so cool to experience live. When that song comes on the fourth quarter and all the lights go out and they got the colored lights and they put on Dixieland Delight, and I can't say some of the lyrics that are in the song, but you can YouTube it or look it up. That's a good one. It's if you're a football fan, go to a big game in Tuscaloosa and go early so you can tailgate. I've tailgated at a number of places, college and pro. Tuscaloosa, what a campus. What a campus. Peter says, pardon me, son. That ain't no kid. That's a cocktail waitress in a Dolly Parton wig. I said, I know, Dad. Ain't she cool? That's the kind I dig. Trashy women. Confederate Railroad, right? Great one. Great one there. Andrew says, I'm headed to the game. I'm headed to Commonwealth this Saturday. Really looking forward to it. There are a few people, Andrew, maybe you guys will all hook up for a pre-gamer. Benny the Rochdale Rocket is going to that one as well. 936-62. If you got anything for us, maybe there's some obscure lyrics for you. Schultz is coming back up here for if you missed it in hour one, and his was Johnny Cash, Folsom Prism Blues. We had someone early. Kenny Rogers has a lot of good ones. I think it was the Gatlin Boys where he turns and locks the door. Promise me, son, not to do the things. Yeah, that song. Oh, it's good. And then he's got the Gambler. You got Reuben James, Coward of the County. That's Coward of the County. And then Lucille, Don't Take Your Love to Town. That's sad. That one hurts, though. That guy gets done wrong. Comes back from the war. We sit here and talk 90s country all night. If you're going to the show tonight, should be an absolute dandy. Back to the Riders. And we don't know if Derek Roberson is going to be playing this weekend for the Riders. Mace Colson, Coach Mace did talk about Roberson at practice today.
Man, he's an aggressive player. I think everything that you saw about the guy prior to coming here, he just validated all that stuff that you see. So, true pro, he understands what it means. He's been taking his time, learning stuff on the fly, trying to pick up as much stuff as he can in the event that he'll get an opportunity to play.
He's a pass rusher, and then we heard he's just still trying to get to the game. He came up, he said, "Yeah, I wanted. Can we play? What clip is that?" Where he talked about Roberson Colson. I think it's Roberson 2. How he's adjusting, or how he came to Saskatchewan. Sorry, Roberson 1. This is funny.
Really, they've been hitting me up for a couple of years. I still been here with the UFL for a couple of years. So, agent reached out, said opportunity to make a couple bucks. So, just came up.
Come up, make a couple bucks. Does he know the exchange rate? We gotta be clear on that. So you're taking back a lot less, and then Carney's boys want to take even more. Yeah, it's not a great setup there. Daniel Weeb. Last weekend, that would have been so good if it would have stood the touchdown. We expect him to be returning punts again this weekend. I think he's a guy. I think we just keep him back there. I think we keep Weeb. Love the ratio, as I say. Love the passport. Dave Thomas, 1-on-1 with Daniel Wiebe.
Daniel Wiebe settling nicely, I would suggest, when it comes to the Saskatchewan Roughriders. What would you say when it comes to how you've gone through the first third of the season?
It's been a lot of fun, learning a lot. Just been trying to soak in as much as I can. Having a lot of help from the teammates, from the coaches, which I endlessly appreciate. And just excited to keep building, keep getting better.
The one word being used to describe you thus far in the season is versatility and your willingness to do whatever it takes. Are those great attributes to hear?
Yeah, that's awesome to hear. At the end of the day, I'm just trying to do whatever I can to help the team. I want to be the best team that I can be, and to me, that's just being ready for wherever they need me.
If you watched your tape in college, you obviously returned a lot of kicks throughout your career. So is this anything different than what you experienced at that level?
Yeah, it's definitely a little different. You're going up a level, so the speed it's faster for sure. People are stronger, so a little bit of adjustment, but it's been a lot of fun.
The punt return that wasn't is what we call last week's dash towards the end zone. What was going through your mind?
Just trying to score. Every play I'm trying to score, right? So didn't end up scoring that one, but I want it back for sure.
What point did you know there was a flag down?
I knew I stepped out. That was the thing. So I knew there was a flag when I kind of got back to the sideline. But that's going to happen. That happens for sure. But it's got to be next play for sure.
What does that mean that the team trusts you to go back there and field kicks? Because it's a key component.
Yeah, it means a lot. At the end of the day, I just want to be helping the guys out as much as I can. So to be back there, just do my best.
Coming up against the Edmonton Elks for a second week in a row. In Canada West, you had back-to-back games. Is this anything different?
It's good to be seeing the team right next to each other. They're a good team. We got to be ready for them. And we got to go play them again right I guess in a week, right? So it's good. They came to our house, they beat us, we got to respond, right? We can't be going there playing soft. We got to be able to go back and play a good game.
Do you broaden the scope or the magnitude of this game knowing that there's a season series potentially on the line and the standings are going to be impacted with a divisional opponent?
At the end of the day, every game's important. So, I think for us, just staying focused on the task at hand and each play, every play is big. So we got to be able to stay in the moment.
Daniel Wiebe. Maybe he gets one this weekend. Maybe that's one of my sprinkles. Special team riders, special teams touchdown. We did sprinkle of the day earlier. We talked baseball on that. I'm going to dial in the football bets tomorrow, and then Friday we got Lotto Lawrence supposed to join us to talk sprinkling as well. Back to the Prairie Land Rentals text line here. Dano's coming back at it with another lyric. This is Alan Jackson. It's an Alan Jackson song. I raised the veil and she smiled at me without her front left tooth. Oh, that's a good one. Mount Rushmore, though, still the guy. I think it was from East End. Chris from East End, maybe, where he went Sammy Kershaw. He rebuilds engines and his name is Earl. He's the Charlie Daniels of the torque wrench. Sammy Kershaw. 90s country tonight. Can't wait. Need the heat to go down tonight. Have a few pints. I'll give a full review of the show tomorrow. If anyone's wondering in the meantime, I think some of you said you're going to pull out your old VHS tapes. Watch CMT. Sea Lightning says, saw Waylon Jennings at Craven. Well, give us a good lyric, Sea Lightning. We're talking lyrics. We're going to talk more football coming up after the break. The old 96er, Scott Schultz, will be with us. We'll talk about the game last week, the game this week, and more. It is the Sports Cage on the home of the Riders, 620 CKRM.
The Country Music Rewind with Colin Lovequist.
We're unlocking the vault and rolling back the calendar to the week of August 2nd, 2003. We've got an incredible lineup of global megastars, massive homegrown Canadian talent, and we're going to count them down.
The Country Music Rewind with Colin Lovequist. Brought to you by Crawford's No Frills. Saturday afternoons at 4 and Sunday afternoons at 1 on Country's Greatest Hits, 620 CKRM.
Have you seen the patio at Pump Jack's Cathedral?
Seen it? I've practically moved in.
Do they at least charge you rent?
Only if I stop ordering food.
I don't blame you. Great food, daily food and drink specials.
30 beers on tap.